Welcome to the Zaxby's pregame show.
Welcome to the Zaxby's pregame show for the NFHS Game of the Week. Scotland County on the road at Lee County. Jerry,
Man,
huge 3A ball game here in the 24 East.
this game has a lot of weight on it.
It really does.
A lot of weight.
So with the new split conference that these two schools are playing in, one 3A team gets into the playoffs with an automatic bid. Another team gets in with a 4A automatic bid. Richmond out in front, undefeated in conference play. Got to be the favorites right now on the 4A side.
Definitely.
Lee County and Scotland, winner of this game is going to get that berth,
Oh,
period,
yeah.
full stop.
Definitely. And I think that, for both teams, this game, they're coming in with the same amount of weight on their shoulders.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Now, looking at we talked about this last week during the Lee County Richmond game, and we were kind of questioning: is the second 3A team out of this conference a lock? At this point, I really think that either one of these teams is going to go.
Yeah.
Now, there's some football to be played. Lee County, after this game, gets Southern. The whole world's going to expect a win there.
Right.
Scotland, though, closes with Richmond.
Yeah. And they could actually end up with the same record. If Lee County actually, which I hope not, loses this game to Scotland, they will end up being 6-4. Scotland, if let's say Scotland loses to Richmond, they'll be 6-3. So, of course, on the 3A side, Scotland will come out on top. And with that, hopefully Lee County's schedule has been good enough to make it into that playoff, consideration. Being that their losses come to a team like Scotland and then the rest, 4A powerhouses that they've lost to.
Okay, a lot of talk around Lee County about this Lee County team and the fact that for the last 4 years hadn't lost a regular season game.
Yes.
This year with 3 regular season losses got some people's attention.
Yes.
However, I want you to think about it this way. This is year 5.
Okay.
With a win tonight and a win next week, Lee County will have not lost a regular season game to a 3A team in 5 years.
Yeah.
That's really saying something. Now, Scotland and Lee County both come into this game having played significant teams throughout the course of the year. An interesting thing, though, when I pulled up Scotland and really tore it apart, there's some 4A wins on there, just like there are for Lee County.
Yeah.
But when you look at the total wins and losses, in the wins for Scotland, 9-30 is the combined record of the teams they beat. Now, they didn't have any, they didn't get to choose that.
Right.
But I want you to think about 9-30 and then consider that they decided not to play the Union Pines game as a makeup.
Yeah.
Union Pines is 1-7.
Yeah.
Let's say they beat Union Pines. That's 1-8.
Right.
That would have made the combined record of their wins 10-38.
Yeah, that didn't look not
little suspect.
strength of schedule.
Little suspect.
Yeah,
now,
definitely.
when you take it into account, you look at some of the 4A teams they've beaten. You look at the 4A teams that have beaten them. I think Scotland gets into the playoffs one way or the other, but I know for certain both of these teams want to take the uncertainty out of it.
Right.
They want the higher seed.
Right.
They want that automatic bid.
Right.
Scotland comes in here as a team that's very balanced on offense. Sophomore quarterback Carter Ravel comes in and he runs things. He's a mobile quarterback. What we saw last week in Richmond with Kevin Hood was a runner that throws.
Yeah.
Revel, sort of a thrower that runs.
Yeah.
The one thing that concerns me about Scotland matching up against this Lee County defense is he has a tendency to float the ball. They will push the ball down the field, but he doesn't have a gigantic arm, kind of like Jeff Blake, the old Pirate quarterback back in the day. We can get it down the field, but he's going to have to get some air under it. And I think that may be problematic. Now, that 3-headed beast they have at running back is really nice, and it kind of looks like what we thought we'd see from Lee County this year that really hasn't ever materialized.
Right.
B.J. Brown comes in over 600 yards on the ground this year. Nobody else really has a whole lot of production on the ground. Lee County, the difference this year in wins and losses has been the play of the quarterback, Will Patterson. If you look at last year as a junior, 22 touchdowns, 4 interceptions on the year. This year, only 12 touchdowns with 6 interceptions. 3 of those coming last week at Richmond. 4, excuse me. If he's not careful with the ball and he gives it away, that could be the difference in the ball game. This should be a great one, Jerry. 2 great defenses, great core linebackers on both sides. There'll be a missing piece for Lee County, and we'll talk about this as it unfolds. This should be a great game. This is the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I cannot wait for what's in store. We've been looking for this game for a long time.
Yes, sir.
It's finally here. Scotland on the road at Lee County, playing for the playoffs here tonight. All right, we'll be back after this break with the NFHS Game of the Week.
Wilkinson Chevy Cadillac Buick GMC welcomes you to the NFHS Network Game of the Week. Brought to you by New Image Media. WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
All right, Kennedy Hernandez kicks off for the Jackets. Good containment of the return there by Lee County.
Chris, so here we go. And I know a lot of fans are looking out and wondering, there's something that's missing. And it's a big piece for Lee County this week with T.J. Johnson being out with a broken foot.
The All-State linebacker, T.J. Johnson, been starring in this program for 3 years, a cornerstone of that defense and a big role player on offense.
Yes.
Out. We'll see when he gets back, but he is not dressed tonight, and that puts a lot of burden on some young guys that we'll see in this defense. Right there, Landon Johnson, another one of the seniors leading the way.
Oh, yeah.
As a swarm of Jackets get there and stop that run for very little gain.
So what we will see is JoJo will be basically a middle linebacker holding down the defense, which I know that something he definitely can handle. And a lot of what we'll see tonight will be what we'll be looking at next year for Lee County as well.
All right, Ayo Adesanya at the other linebacker position, looking like a 5-2 right now. Schlesinger in there, I guess, as the third backer, number 8. Tyreek McKendall, who you'll see featured on offense. Now he's going to switch up, come up. Schlesinger goes back to safety. There's the hand around the side. This is Primus, who can go.
And
he gets the corner. Got some work to do. Aaron Wallace tracking him down. He's going to be chased down. Good job by Wallace to take the good angle there. But Patrick Primus, we didn't get to him in the pregame.
Wow.
He is explosive. This is a three-headed attack you'll see all night. That's the big play guy right there.
That is great speed right there. Good job by Aaron Wallace on the angle, as you said earlier, and Tyreek to finish up the play with the tackle.
Well, and Lee County adjusted themselves into a mismatch there. Schlesinger was on the edge in the slot. They rotated him back to safety. McKendall came up to the other side, left a hole there, and Primus ran right through it. All right, here's another hand. And doing damage. Going to be stopped after a gain of about 5. That is R.J. Nicholson on the carry. Scotland hadn't put it in the air yet, but they moved the ball all the way down the field. They're in the Remax red zone. 2nd and 4 coming up. Ravel taking the signs from the sideline. They stay in the spread. 4 wide receivers in the route. Nicholson in the backfield. Tight end comes in motion and going to take up an H-back slot there. Oh, ball popped up in the air. Nicholson comes down with it, does good work, gets down near the 5-yard line before he's dragged down. That'll be 1st and goal for the Fighting Scots.
Tell you what I see last week, we seen an emergence of Prince Lamison, which is number 64, sophomore out for Lee County. And now to seeing him starting this week, hey, that speaks big volumes for that kid there.
It does. Jerry, I'm going to tell you, I'm surprised by the alignment here. Kind of a 3-5 set, only 3 down linemen. Now they bring a 4th up there. Ravel hands to Nicholson. Nicholson works his way outside, going to get close to the goal line drop, and probably a hold coming in here.
Oh, yeah.
Nicholson on the carry.
About a yard short of the goal line. We'll see what the flag is.
Flag on the field.
Scotland County came out here not playing around.
Definitely. I know Lee County defense have definitely taken some hits with T.J. Johnson being out, and also Ross Johnson, who will be back. He's dressed out today. He's the 3rd leading tackler. Well, maybe that may have changed with over the games he's been missing, but he's definitely a key player in that defensive line there for Lee County.
All right, major personnel changes. Oh, they're going. Oh, and they're going to give him the touchdown on that. I didn't think he got across the goal line. Nicholson punches it in. Late call on the touchdown, and the extra point team is on for Scotland County. 9:41 to go. Scotland strikes first. Christian Cole, the senior kicker. Lee County's blocked four kicks this year, 2 extra points.
Number 10, Christian Cole.
And 2 punts.
I can tell you one thing that a lot of fans and also Lee County as a whole is not used to is these teams right now driving the ball the way they have on the defense. So we've definitely seen a major change in football itself here at Lee County.
Well, it's a different conference.
Different conference.
And you've got not only a different quality of athlete, you got a bigger athlete.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now, all that said, even against a team like Union Pines, where Lee County had a dramatic size difference.
Oh, yeah.
The run was effective against them. Scotland shows it there. They walk it down 75 yards on the drive, takes them 2:20, 9:41 to go, first quarter. We'll take a quick break, be back, see if Lee County can strike back.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
All right, welcome back to Lee County, North Carolina. Right in the middle of downtown Sanford, almost.
Oh, yeah.
Not downtown, I suppose, but in the city center.
In the city center.
So the face mask flag from the touchdown run is enforced on the kickoff. This will be kicked from the 45, which probably increases the odds we're not going to see a traditional kick.
Yeah.
We'll see what Scotland decides to do here. Back deep for the Jackets, Tyreek McKendall and B.J. Brown. We were talking in the break about the alignment. Kendall Morris, one of the most explosive Jackets, is in that up back position, and that's going to come down and be fielded. Nope. And drop. Oof.
Ooh.
Good job. JoJo Jennings there to receive that kick.
Definitely took that one a little lackadaisical.
And Kendall Morris, the young man I just spoke about, Johnny on the spot, is able to fall on that. That could have been horrible.
Yeah, horrible.
All right. Turnovers were Lee County's undoing last week. Richmond came in, played cover 0 all night.
Yeah.
And jumped the short routes, and right out of the gate, there's no safety in there for Scotland. Everybody's within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. B.J. Brown picks up about 3. Be interesting to see if they use the same formula Richmond did so successfully.
I'm pretty sure they will. One thing about last week that was amazing to me after I went back and looked at Will was not sacked one time.
Wasn't pressured a whole lot, to be honest.
A lot, so that was a little different.
All right, Patterson fakes. Now he got the screen. Tyreek McKendall trying to do a little bit of work. Gets free. Now he's out the sideline. Look out.
That's 6.
There goes McKendall. Scotland scored quickly. Lee County's going to score even quicker. Tyreek McKendall all the way to the house.
Yes, sir. Big play.
77 yards. We haven't seen enough of that from number 2 this year.
I love to see him at this point with all the injuries and Lee County, for him to have the biggest game of his career tonight. I would love to see that from McKendall.
Well, we've got to do some research when this is all said and done, because I'd like to see where McKendall stacks up all time. That's his 176th reception as a Jacket. Over 2,500 yards in his career. Now, given what he did as a freshman and sophomore, I think that we all would have thought those numbers might be bigger.
Yeah.
But the offense has become more balanced.
Yes.
And you get the ball to him, though, and he can go.
He can definitely make it happen.
Just like that, we're back 7-7. Took all of 40 seconds for Lee County to answer. We'll take a quick break, be back with the kickoff.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
All right, welcome back. Not a whole lot of defense being played right now in Sanford, North Carolina. 3 minutes in, Scotland 7, Lee County 7. Scotland will get it back here.
Get your jacket, wear it, the Spirit Shack.
We've seen that screen, and no matter what kind of look Lee County gets, they're going to ultimately try to force that. Now, it's interesting because on their first pass last week, Richmond jumped that screen, picked it off, and took it to the house. Scotland had that covered, but Patterson was able to complete it, and McKendall did the rest.
Hey, if anyone can do the rest, he's definitely the one for the job.
All right, Hernandez unlikely to kick it deep here. Let's see. Nope, there he goes. Going to put a boot in it. That's headed toward the sideline, going to bounce out of bounds, and after the flag, Scotland will take over and see if they can keep it going. No passes on that first drive by Scotland. Most of the damage done on a big run by Primus.
Yeah. And usually, up until this point, I would say this year, Lee County's run defense has been their big thing. You know, they've been known to not give up these running yards, but this year has definitely we've seen different. I know a lot of it is the changing of everything with Coach Jacobs going up to Middle Creek, and I really respect Coach Bordeaux for what he's done here and still been able to carry this program the way he's done.
Well, the other thing too is at some point you can't just continue to reset talent, and there's been an awful lot of talent come through that defensive line, and there's some amazing ball players in that Lee County front seven.
Oh, yeah.
But there's not the same depth that there has been.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, that said, we've seen the emergence of some guys that are going to play a role the rest of the season and then into next year as we replace again as Landon Johnson moves on, Ross Johnson moves on. All right, Ravel brings his tight end in there and going to hand off again. This is Nicholson right up the middle, and that's got to drive you crazy, and that's where the absence of 34, T.J. Johnson, hurts you, because as well as he does a lot of things on the football field, he fills in the run between the tackles as well as any high school linebacker you ever want to see.
Well, we're definitely asking a lot for IO, just coming in, and those are some big shoes to fill.
Well, you talked earlier about Prince Lamisil, 64, not in there on this series. Io Adesanya, both of those young men, sophomores, tremendous athletes, tremendous upside, but making the right decisions is where they're going to struggle just because they don't have the reps. So the first down carry going to pick up about 4. Scotland with good positive yardage on every play so far they've run.
And as we spoke of him, there he is, Prince Lamison. On that play there, stopping that play in the hole.
All right, Adesanya checks out.
That's Isaiah McKendall there, number 16, coming into the game. Also a sophomore linebacker for Lee County. 1/3 of the Boone brothers.
All right, tight end in motion. Another hand. Oh, nope, pulls it. Got it. Over across the middle rope. Hits the slant. JoJo Jennings brings him down, but not until a gain of about 12 on the play. For those of you tuning in, you're going to hear a cough or two from me tonight. I assure you, for anybody that's concerned, not COVID.
I wouldn't be up here, Chris. I tell you.
I got my second test results back this afternoon, and there's Lamisil with the mistake. Going to cost Lee County 5, make it a little bit easier for Scotland. Caden Graves, number 11, hauled that in, and he's one of the 2 premier receivers on this team. Keep your eyes on him. And number 4, they will do most of the damage in the passing game. 1st and 5. Whoop. False start. They're going to give that 5 back, I think. Nope, sideline warning.
And now there's one of my favorite players in the game now for the first time in the last 3 games, Ross Johnson.
Good to have him
made his appearance. Good to have him back.
At 5'7", not your traditional build for a defensive lineman, but wreaks havoc, leads the team in tackles for loss. There's Nicholson around the edge doing damage, and is going to have another first down for Scotland County. A lot of personnel coming in and out of this ball game, and I think that's probably in response to what we saw on Saturday, where by the fourth quarter, defense was gassed.
Yeah. They were definitely on the field more than normal in that football game, though. You know, offense couldn't really sustain a lot of drives that game.
Lamison and Johnson check out of the game. Little hitch in the giddy-up for Johnson. We'll keep an eye on that. Ravel hands Nicholson around the right side. Not much resistance on that right side, and they keep going to the same direction. And it's interesting, kind of what teams used to do to Des Evans with here, run right at him. If you're running at him, he can't chase the play down.
That is definitely true. Definitely true. I tried to get Des in here tonight, you know, tried to get him to come visit home. But he said that on their bye week he definitely needed to rest up, so he didn't make it tonight. But I definitely have another special guest for halftime.
All right, Scotland back in the Remax red zone, 2nd and 2. The hand is to Nicholson, tries the left side now, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and he's in there. And this Lee County defense got to do something to shore up the run D. Nicholson making it look easy. 6:38 to go. Scotland scores for the second time and goes out in front 13 to 7. Cole won for the extra point.
The absence of T.J. Johnson is really wreaking havoc right now.
You know, that absence of Johnson does a couple of things. One of the things we've seen a lot from Lee County is moving 22 Jennings from his linebacker position to defensive end. But I think there's a hesitancy that we will see throughout this game to move him out of that linebacking core because Johnson's not there to hold the fort down.
Yeah.
A lot of youth out there, and they're going to have to learn on the fly, or this could, this could continue on all night.
Definitely.
Scotland's got no shortage of dynamic athletes that will continue to gas you. All right, we'll stay here through this break as Lee County gets ready to receive the kick.
Scotland, I know we went down to Richmond last weekend, last Saturday, and we talked about their history and things, accolades for them. Scotland has a lot as well. Not too far off they from a state championship run that they had back then.
Scotland, one of those storied programs in this region, and, of course, they moved from 4A to 3A this year, and that was at the root of a lot of the moving around with the switching of the conference. One of the things that I think most people wanted was Richmond and Scotland, which is a historic rivalry, to continue to play one another. And it sort of fit in with what happened. All right, Cole with the kickoff. A short little run-up to this he's got. Takes really 2 steps and then kicks that spinner. Trying to pick on Brown. Or gets it to Brown. Brown spins. Uh-oh.
There's a problem.
Brown.
That's trouble.
That's trouble. He's got work to do. He's across the 20, the 10. They're going to get a late block in the back, and that is a trash call, Jerry Chalmers. That is awful.
Horrible.
Awful. It was borderline to start with. If this is a block in the back, this is atrocious. 1, it was borderline. 2, it had nothing to do with the play.
Yeah.
But it also may be the player coming with his helmet off. It could be a face mask causing the helmet to come off, or it could be him continuing to play with his helmet off. We'll see. We'll give him a chance here. Maybe they're talking about it because we'll see. Anyway, B.J. Brown with the second explosive play for Lee County.
He's gassed.
He is gassed.
He's gassed.
Of course, he had a 95-yard touchdown return last week against Richmond. Lee County's only points, and did the odd double where he had 100 yards kick return and 100 yards in the in the running game. Nope, they're going to pick it up, and that's a touchdown. That's 2 straight games with a TD kickoff return for Lee County.
Hey, that's a big play for the sophomore right there.
Absolutely.
He's going to do some things at Lee County. He's going to really do some things at Lee County.
I'm glad that the officials managed to get that right.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened was 15, 20 yards behind the play, All right, Kennedy Hernandez looking to even this thing up. Man, I'm going to tell you, I'd have bet a lot of things with regard to this game, but 5.5 minutes in, I wouldn't have thought it'd be 14-14.
Never.
All right, 6:24 to go in the first quarter. No defense being played here tonight.
None.
You'll
Not
see
even
on the other
special
side of the
teams.
break with the kickoff.
Pentair. Empowering people to move water. Improve water. Enjoy water. So that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose. Lives with enjoyment. Lives that flourish. Lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
The well-centered town.
We are the heart. Lee County is the heart.
It really is.
Of North Carolina.
Not only is it in the middle of the state, it is shaped like a heart.
Yep.
If you don't believe me, go look at a map.
It's the heart.
I got to tell you, man, I love Lee County.
I do. I've been a lot of places. You know, a lot of times people, you talk bad about your hometown, but I love Lee County.
I think that is a favorite pastime of a lot of people in Lee County, just to, talk bad about it. But
Talk
they don't
bad
go
about
anywhere.
it. Nope.
And there have been times where I've considered moving, looking for places to go, and in the end, I'm like, why would I go there?
Still
I'm
here.
digging this place. Of course, you've been here a lot longer than I have.
Yeah, I've been here a long time.
All right, Hernandez with the kick. I'm surprised we're seeing these deep kicks. I thought Coach Bordeaux might try to steal a possession. Scotland looking for a big return of their own, doesn't get it. It wrapped up just across the 30-yard line. Scotland will come out, and, the way they're playing run defense today with Lee County, take a chance to try and steal a possession.
Yeah, you got to.
I got to think that they are scheming and they're going to come up with a way to fix this. Even if they sell out and say, look, the sophomore quarterback's going to have to hit us down the field, pack the box. The problem is that Ravel can hit you.
And he's nice height. He can definitely see over everybody. Yep. Sophomore.
All right, still a 4-3 alignment for Lee County. They haven't brought in a fifth offensive or defensive lineman yet. There you go. There's a little bit of defense. Still get 3 on the play. I really like this group of running backs that Scotland employs.
Yeah.
It's a good group. They can all do the same things, but they have different strengths.
Yeah.
We saw Primus earlier nearly take it to the house, and Nicholson will just hit you and hit you and hit you. Good feet, good lateral movement. Not the biggest top end guy.
Yeah.
All right, maybe we're going to see a pass here. Lee County switching. Last time they switched like that, they got burnt. They did it in reverse. All right, Ravel, a little confused. 10 on the play clock. Snaps, gives it to Nicholson. Nicholson chased down by Slink. Get him for after a short gain. They have to get about 1.5 yards on the play. 3rd down. This is the first 3rd down of the game for Scotland.
I was about to say, finally, some defense. This is the first 3rd down of the game.
Woof. The 5th possession, we get our first 3rd down. That's got to be some kind of milestone.
That's different, yeah.
All right,
definitely
Lee
different.
County hoping to do a little pass rush. If I'm Scotland, I'd probably put it in Nicholson's belly. Nope. Yep, there he goes. Around the right side. He's got it. And doing damage. Nicholson's going to be dragged down by Kenyon Palmer, but not until after he picks up a bunch and has another Scotland first down, brought to you by Pentair Pool Supplies.
Scotland has been known to have some really good tailbacks. Really good. One down at Georgia right now, and he is a monster. Zamir White, Georgia's starting tailback right now. He is. Have you ever seen him, Chris?
Yes, sir.
Man, monster.
And if you start at Georgia over the last 10 or 15 years, you're doing something.
Yes, sir.
Sony Michelle, Todd Gurley. Oof. All right.
Nice defense.
The best defensive play of the night so far for Lee County, and still results in a 1 yard gain.
I'll tell you what, that McKendall at linebacker, he's doing a great job tonight. Great job tonight.
All right, 2nd and 9. Clock inside 4.5 minutes. Revel barking out signals. Tosses, and Jennings with no helmet chases it down. Aaron Wallace comes in. We're going to get a flag. I wonder if we get a face mask there.
Actually, and you know that flag of the helmetless player, as a player, that has to be hard to deal with.
Really?
I mean, you know, that's a little, that's hard.
And that's the call. So not that Scotland needed the help, but they'll get 15 free ones on top of the gain. And that'll set them up inside the Remax red zone at the 18, 1st and 10, 4:12 to go in the first quarter, Jerry. Do you hear me?
Unexpected.
Indeed.
Unexpected.
And there's another helmet off. This time, there you go. All right, it's going the other way. Number 52 for Scotland County. Gatelyn Campbell, the offensive lineman, got his helmet off and didn't disengage, and is going 15 yards the other way.
I've never seen so many helmets coming off.
That's at least 3 so far. So this is going to get Scotland way behind the chains. Back them up, it'll be 1st and 25. And I tell you, I don't even have any confidence that they're not going to pick this up, Jerry.
Ooh, I don't even. That's hard to say, but.
Well, it looks like they called that a spot foul, so it's actually going to be 1st and 26. Either that or they walked it off wrong. All right, Revell, 1st and 26, 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. And the run by Nicholson goes nowhere.
Nice tackle. There's McKendall
again. Second and a mile. We're seeing some of that depth that emerged last week for Lee County into the ball game early. Jay Sally checking into the game on the defensive line. All right, 4-4 set this snap for Lee County. Defenders backing off. And I'm interested to see if Revell checked out of that. Backs the throw, got the screen. Nicholson's got it. Jennings wraps him up. Great play to diagnose that and stop that before Nicholson did major damage. Lee County so excited to get some pass rush, they just took off. All right, now we've got an official's timeout. Player down. That's a Scott that's down. Nicholson.
Pop right up.
Well, and I think are they gonna call a timeout? They're gonna give the injury timeout here. And this 3rd down, if you're Lee County, you have to hold here, don't you?
Yes.
All right, Christian Cole, the Scotland kicker, perfect from what we can tell on the season.
And he has a nice leg.
But I don't know that this is within his range. So we'll see how Scotland plays this. All right, Revell runs the offense back out there. Lee County looking for a stop. 3rd and 21. Clock winds with 2:55 to go in the first quarter. We've got our first little taste of some defense. Revell pulls it, looking, he had a man down the seam. Now he goes back the other way, and that is caught. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Perfect coverage out there by Palmer, who interfered, and the pass was still completed to Izeme Graham, number 4. I told you, these two receivers, Graham, number 4, and Caden Graves, number 11, they will get you. And Revell with an ill-advised pass there, but he had man coverage, and Graham just able to outfight Palmer for the football. And that stings, man. 3rd and 21.
Man.
You wind up with a 28-yard touchdown.
If this keeps up, do you realize we could have an 80-point game? I never expected the ball to be 20
we
to
haven't
14,
even got to introduce the
230.
Scotland defense yet.
Yeah.
Lee County's only run 2 plays on offense. All right, pre-snap penalty is Cole bangs that one through, but it won't count.
Extremely, extremely, extremely unexpected score at this time in the game.
For sure. Yeah, these two teams that have lit up the scoreboard against lesser competition, I don't think anybody anticipated them coming out and lighting each other up like this.
Not at all.
All right, Christian Cole for the extra point. And Lee County put some pressure. Man, Cole, woof.
Hey, Chris, he might have would have knocked that field goal down a second ago.
All right, 21-14, Scotland up on Lee County, 2:39 to go first quarter. We'll take a quick break.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
All right, welcome back to Lee County, where the Jackets host the Scotland County Fighting Scots. Scott's unstoppable on offense.
Sure seems like it.
First 2 drives, it was the run. Second one, they get him on the long touchdown pass on 3rd and a mile to go up 21-14. Lee County, with their 14 points, has done it 2 plays on offense and a kick return. So a lot of explosive talent back there, and another penalty being enforced. I didn't see what the call was this time.
Was it the pass? No.
Jerry, I don't know.
I'm confused.
I mean, you can't enforce the pass interference.
I'm confused.
All right. I'll be surprised if Scotland kicks this thing anywhere. And I mean, when you're on the plus side of the 50 kicking off, I don't know why you don't try some sort of onside.
I definitely would. And it looks like he may put this one in the end zone.
Well, let me tell you, this is not the approach he has taken up to this point.
Yeah.
So something different's going to happen, and he's just going to boot it through the end zone. They're going to let that defense come out and play. So Lee County will come out. Will Patterson still a little bit of a limp as he trots out onto the field. The senior quarterback bounced back well. His first pass of the game went for 73 yards on the screen to Tyreek McKendall. Still not 100%. We can tell that with the limp as he rolls out there, but looking a lot better than he did last week coming out there.
Definitely.
All right, 4 wideouts in the game for Lee County. Interesting, because I think I see Isaiah Peoples in the slot down there. Look for that, because he has been killing it at the running back position for the JV.
Oh, yeah.
Might see some sort of jet sweep at some point. B.J. Brown into the second level. That's his second carry of the game. Gets 3 just like he did the first time. 2nd and 7 coming up.
Tell you what, you don't
Peoples a couple weeks ago had 4 touchdowns in the first half.
Yeah, he's a great runner. He's a good runner, I tell you that. I've been watching him since he was a little boy. Really good kid. And you don't see too many teams of lately, like we've seen with Richmond County and Scotland, to come out and guard Tyreek one-on-one. I would definitely have to try that.
All right, Brown again. And picking his way, going to get positive yardage, but it'll bring up 3rd and 4. And, you know, if you're Lee County, you're almost scared to give up a possession here.
Yeah. Our second third down of the game.
3rd and 3.
All right, Brown in there at tailback. Nobody deep for Scotland. Whoa, that looked like the left side of the defensive line got a quick start. We'll see what the call is, and I think they're going to get procedure. Boy, I tell you, that looked like he was drawn into jumping, but that's a bang call. 3rd and 8 now. That changes your play call here. Still man coverage, but they're Scotland going to go to a more traditional look. They got 2 safeties back there now, not sitting on everything underneath like they were before. This is a really good linebacking core that Scotland County rolls out there. Sort of the heart of the defense. Patterson drops pressure, slides, rolling back, gets out of it. But he's going to be taken down. Big sack. No sacks last week against Richmond, but this one
crucial.
Going to get Scotland the ball back in a game where possessions are at a premium. So 3 and out for the Jackets there. Landon Johnson on to punt this thing away. Primus back for Scotland, getting a class on what a good fair catch signal looks like from the official. That was interesting. And nice Johnson bangs it. Primus going to field it at the 48. He's explosive. Going around the right side, turns it back up. Nice coverage. Aaron Wallace there to make the tackle at the 46. So a gain in field position of about 36 yards for Lee County. And I tell you, watching Primus on film return punts, buddy, he doesn't need much.
No, not at all.
All right, 33 seconds to go, so we're coming up here on the end of the first quarter, 21-14. Lee County needs a stop. Haven't really changed anything schematically. They've been rotating personnel in and out of there, but they're in that 4-3 set. An interesting personnel group in there right now. All right, the hand is to Nicholson. Nicholson around the left side. Oh, no, that's McCahan, who needed 10 for the first down, got 11, and that'll be a Scotland first down as they move the chains effortlessly. And that's the third different back we've seen in there. I told you, it's a great trio.
And I got to give it up for this line here. They're definitely holding their blocks. They'll run out of time in the first quarter.
Yeah, Scotland doesn't want to run another play, so we'll take a break with them. We're coming up on the end of the first quarter. Scotland 21, Lee County 14. We'll be back with the second quarter action in just a moment.
Lamco Homes, from concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Lamco Homes. Our standards are others' options.
All right, Lee County. Got to circle the wagons here on defense. Only 1/3 down so far as Scotland has marched up and down the field. This is the middle of their 4th drive. Touchdowns on the first 3. And I got to be honest with you. Over a stretch of 4 drives, I've not seen a Lee County defense get pushed around like this.
No, not at all.
In 10 years?
Not at all. It's been a while. This season has brought a lot of firsts for Lee County. Definitely take something to learn from some of these games right here where the games are tighter, competition is tougher. I actually like seeing it. I actually like seeing it.
Well, the upside to this new conference alignment for Lee County was always going to be that they had an opportunity to get more hardened and ready for postseason play. That has undoubtedly happened. Hopefully, there are no more injuries throughout the course of conference play. Ravel drop, looks deep, and throws it. Oof. McKendall had a bead on it, and the ball intended for Graves, not able to hit him. And 2nd and 10 coming up for Scotland. And that's where Lee County is hesitant to just stack the box and stop the run, because not only can Scotland hit you down the seam, they will hit you down the seam and push the ball down the field. A lot of teams don't like to. That's sort of the bread and butter of their passing game. All right, Primus on the 2nd down carry, stopped after a short gain. 3rd and 9. Second third down of the game for Scotland. The last one resulted in a long touchdown from almost the same spot on the field.
I mean, Graham and Graves, the receivers for Scotland, they're stat-wise, they're right there together. And with these kids being juniors and the quarterback being a sophomore, also Prius being a junior, this team will be back next year just as strong.
Undoubtedly. All right, 3rd and 9. Bring the tight end in. It's height. And here comes the rush. Looking for the screen. That's broken up. Ravel doing a good job with his feet and finally going to be wrapped up. Throws it away. He was out of the pocket, so no grounding call. Got it back close to the line of scrimmage. And that'll bring out the punt team maybe. Or maybe they go for this. Revelle going to stay out on the field with the offense. 4th and 9 coming up. Lee County on the precipice of their first stop of the ball game. Scotland going to take a timeout. And, man, animated over there. I'll tell you what, when you've scored on your first 3 drives, you don't have a whole lot to fuss about. You would think that Scotland coaching staff not happy with something they saw. And while they take the timeout, we'll take a quick break.
WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
All right, welcome back to Sanford, North Carolina, home of the Lee County Yellow Jackets, one of the 2 county schools. We were talking during the break about Southern Lee. Southern going through a tough stretch this year, to say the least.
Really tough, yeah, really tough.
The game of the season for them is tonight, though. They're at Union Pines, another team who's winless in conference play. And I'm going to tell you what, having talked to both coaches this week, both are dying to win that game. The throw is high. There's Lee County with a pick, going the other way. And it's Palmer, I believe, that reeled it in. We'll see as they unstack. You see him directing traffic, trying to get his blockers up there. He wanted to take it to the house. But Kenyon Palmer, with his 2nd pick of the season, got a late interception against Richmond last week.
Yeah. You know, reminiscence of the old number 1 playing corner and receiver there, Mr. Jaden Chalmers. It's in the bloodline.
It is. Cousins.
Oh, yeah. He was on them last week, too. We got over to Grandma's. You know, me and Kenyon talked about the drop
So
passes.
I would generally not put him on blast like that.
I'll put him on blast.
But because you all are kin, you do what you need to do.
Family, I can do it.
All right, Patterson trying to bounce back. Brown with the carry. Good yardage. Popped in the hole. He'll get about 6 on that. 2nd and 4 coming up. So a lot of sort of talk, discussion about the game plan last week, and so on and so forth. But my point to everybody was you had McKendall deep behind the defense twice on balls that were overthrown by a step.
Misplays.
Palmer, early in the second half, hitting the hands down the middle, which would have been a touchdown. And there were 3 or 4 other slants against that cover 0 that may not have gone to the house if they would have been huge gains.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think it really was a bad game plan.
You know,
they're going to mark that, give them first down. That's a little bit of a surprise, but favorable mark for the Jackets. And that's a Lee County first down.
Like we were saying at the game last week, if you looking at the game and looking at the score of the game does not tell the game.
No.
You know.
And keep in mind, Lee County stopped one of the best 4A programs, held them scoreless in the second half.
Oh, yeah.
All right, there's the hand to Brown. Brown puts his head down and met just as he crosses the line of scrimmage. He'll get about 2 on the play. Told you, these linebackers for Scotland, it's an impressive group.
Yeah, they are.
It's an impressive group, and you can kind of pick your poison as to who's going to do damage in any particular week. Nick Henderson, 41, the leading tackler coming into the game, manning the middle for the most part, but we'll see him flash outside a little bit.
And when you have Mr. McNeil.
Yes, Ladarius McNeil.
Tackles.
Oh, there's Brown with some space.
There's a hole.
He's to the second level.
There's a hole.
Go. He's got a step being chased. He's going to be dragged down at the 10-yard line. 46 yards on the carry for Brown. He's got that Jim Brown in him where he lays on the ground a little bit after a big play.
And he's fine.
Playing possum.
Yeah, and he's fine.
Letting everybody think he's hurt. JoJo Jennings is going to check into the game. Kendall Morris in there at tailback as well. So you're going to go with 2 guys in the backfield, Morris and Jennings. They line up on either side of Patterson. 9-14, Lee County looking to tie this thing up. They fake to Jennings, hand it to Morris. Morris, touchdown Jackets. Kendall Morris with his 3rd touchdown of the game. Came into the game averaging 8.9 yards a carry. Keeps that intact as he goes in from about 11.
Number 10, Kennedy Hernandez on the 10th extra point.
And with this extra point, Kennedy Hernandez will tie it up. 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. 21-21. Lee County knots it back up. They'll kick it away to Scotland after these messages.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
All right, welcome back to Sanford. Lee County knots it back up 21-21. A little bit of defense being played finally.
Who expected this right here?
Not I, sir. Not
I really did not expect this right here.
Coming in, I'm going to have to look and see what the high scores for these teams were this year. Not either team really lighting it up regularly on defense, or on offense, rather. I think they both had games where they put up 50 or 60, but you have to look at the competition as well.
Last week against Northern Durham, Scotland put up 52 points.
And I think if
also against Hope County.
If memory serves, Lee County's high score game of the year would have been, I think, 61 they put on Northwood in week 1.
Yeah.
In a game that was played across 2 days. All right, here's the return, and forced out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Scotland will take over, and this defense, after the Palmer pick on the last series, got to be feeling a little bit better about itself.
He'll get it together. Definitely get it together.
All right, Carter Revelle playing a really strong ball game until that overthrow that was picked off by Palmer. He'll look to shake that off. I told you he'll hang that ball up there.
He definitely hung that one.
He's an accurate young man, but doesn't have a great big arm. McCahan, and there's a little bit of run defense.
Nice D.
Jackets swarming to the ball. Prince Lamisil back into the game. He'll go to the right end position. Well, now they got 64 at tackle. They've loaded up that right side. Landon Johnson and Prince Lamisil on the right side. McKindle walks up toward the line of scrimmage to shore up the left side. Interesting alignment. All right, Revelle keeping it, dancing, and I tell you what, we raved last week about Kellen Hood and his decision-making.
Yeah.
That's the difference with a senior quarterback and a sophomore quarterback. Revelle didn't know where he wanted to go with it. Picked his way through there, picked up a couple, but you saw the hesitancy and the dancing. We didn't see any of that last week from Kellen Hood, which makes him the player that he is.
That kid can plant his foot and go in either direction he want to go at full speed.
I wonder, having watched Hood, got to see him up in person last week, what position you think his future is at the next level?
Receiver.
Do you think so?
He played receiver before.
He did.
So I definitely see that being in the slot.
All right, McCahan around the right side.
A little holding right there.
Didn't look like there was anywhere to go. Got away with a hold. Noah Johns gets up looking for a flag, didn't get it, and McCahan strung that thing out, ran about 45 yards to get 7 or 8, and he'll have a Scotland County first down. Good conversion there for the Scots. Yeah, Hood up until last year was a wide receiver. Really dynamic athlete. And we talked about the bloodlines and the sort of the poise that's ingrained in him.
Oh, yeah.
Very impressive young man.
Yeah.
All right, Revelle on first down, hands up the middle. And McCahan tries to bounce it outside, ends up getting turned up in the middle, lose about a foot. Second down coming up.
Nice gang tackling right there for the Jackets.
I tell you one thing that we've seen during Steve Bordeaux's tenure here over 4 years with Lee County. They never seem to get rattled.
I've yet to see that myself. And I've watched every single game.
Yes, you have. All right, there's a short pass. Got space. Palmer keeps hold of that jersey and prevents a house call, but it'll be a first down for Scotland. First catch of the night for number 15. I'm looking at the wrong roster. Demarius Davis, number 15 for Scotland. And Scotland approaching midfield here, trying to right the ship after the turnover on the last possession. The hand is to McCahan, and not much there.
Hey, McCahan looks
Stopped
like
in
a
the hole by
load.
Jennings. Oh, he's a big young man.
He looks like a load. And for 2 weeks in a row, we've seen some big offensive linemen, more than we've seen all year long. And just with the 3 teams in Richmond and Scotland and Pinecrest, those are some big country-fed kids down that way.
Yes, sir. I mean, when you're looking at offensive lines at the high school level, where 3 bills is the norm.
Yeah.
And big means 350. That's really something. Scotland thought they got a free 5 yards, but no flag. Ravel walks it back, takes a snap, pitches. This is McCahan around the edge, and there's going to be a hold. And that was going to come back. Flag comes in at the 47, 48-yard line. Spot foul from there. Going to back him up, be second and long. Clock stopped with 6:01 to go in the first half.
You know, we really got some nice weather this season as well. You know, we don't talk about – you would hate on Fridays when you're a parent and when you're a player. You wake up in the morning and you see rain. You hated it. We've had some really nice weather this season. I think no games, maybe one game got pushed up, I think.
Well, we really have, and the other piece of that is that the weather's still a whole lot warmer than we're accustomed to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've had some October games where I've been frozen.
Freezing.
Ravel rolling to his left and throws it, hangs it out there. Nice catch.
Nice.
On the other end. Caden Graves. These receivers are good.
Definitely running their routes, and I'm going to tell you, for the first time I've seen Landon Johnson block the way he was on that play there. That was a great blocking by 57 for Triton on Landon Johnson.
57, Amari Chance. Another one of those juniors for Scotland. And they get an early start on that. I think that's going to be against the offense. So instead of 3rd and a yard, we're going to have 3rd and 6. Lee County did sort of the same thing to themselves just a few moments ago. And on the Lee County sideline, something to keep your eye on, Ben Ramsberger, who is in there playing linebacker, a little hobbled, coming over to the sideline.
Big play right here for Lee County.
All right, 3rd and 6. Given what we've seen from Scotland, probably 4-down territory. There's the pitch. McCahan, oh, look at that defense.
Nice.
Needed 6, got -1.
Looks like the punt team will come onto the field for the first time tonight for Scotland, so a big stop.
Jeremiah Eatman in there, sticking his nose in there. One of those young kids, junior, getting playing time. 4th and 6, and we see the punt team for Scotland. I thought we might never see it. And I'm going to tell you now, Lee County, with 4.5 minutes to go, is about to get the ball with a chance to take the lead, and they get the ball to start the second half. Here comes that punt rush, and I tell you, the snap was short and probably saved a block. The rush ran past the punter. It was almost like he stepped up in the pocket, Jerry.
I thought it was blocked.
Ooh,
I thought it would be blocked, yeah.
Well, keep that in mind for the second half, because the ability to get pressure like that, Lee County sees it.
Yeah.
We see them sometimes ease off, but they will come after it if they think they can get there. All right, 4:12 to go. In a perfect world, Lee County marches this thing down, leaves no time left on the clock, and gets into halftime with a touchdown lead. But if they can score more quickly than that, they'll take it.
Yes, sir.
And that has been the trend for Lee County thus far. Touchdowns came on a screen to McKindle that he took 73 yards, then a kickoff return. Patterson, woof, good pressure. Yeah, that was an incomplete pass. And they're going to call Patterson for intentional grounding, which is going to be a spot foul and loss of down. It's going to be 2nd and a mile.
Pressure on Patterson immediately right there.
Well, and he saw it coming, and I tell you, even if there had been something there, you got to think he's a little gun shy with those picks last week.
Yeah.
But the other piece of that is when you see that pressure's coming and you're not going to have it, you got to throw it away early. Threw it away late, which is first a dead giveaway for the officials, but second, you couldn't get anything on the throw. Had to kind of sort of sidearm it out there. So now you go from a spot where you're thinking, all right, let's march it down and take the lead to, man.
2nd and 30.
Let's get out from the shadow of our own goalpost, and they hand it to B.J. Brown, who goes nowhere on 2nd and a mile. So now you've got 3rd and a mile. You've got 3rd and 32.
Finding a little defense.
Yeah, 3rd and 32 coming up here. 4 minutes to go in the half. Kendall Morris checks out. 4 wideouts in the game. So from left to right on your screen, McKindle, Garrison, Peoples, and Palmer. I tell you what, Palmer's got man-to-man coverage down here on the and they run a pop pass to McKindle, trying to make a big play, and going to be knocked down. Good containment there by Scotland. McKindle always a threat to do something big, but you also have a flag on the play. We'll see what the call is. They're going to decline that. I think we've got a hold in the backfield. All right, Scotland going to wave that off. So a gain of about 9 on the play, not nearly enough. I like the play call, though. Get it into a playmaker's hand, give him a chance to do something, and maybe you get a cheap one. But instead, you got 4th down and Landon Johnson punting out of his own end zone. And Promise might have wanted to go. I don't think anybody was set. Let's see what happened there. Scotland was running out onto the field. Too many men on the field maybe for Scotland. It's an interesting position of that flag. Let's see what the call is.
Flag on the field stops play.
All right. Illegal substitution, 5 yards. Landon Johnson, who's let off a couple of big ones here lately, gets a good punt, big high punt.
That's a nice punt.
Head,
he touched the ball.
It looked like he touched it.
He definitely touched the ball.
Let's see what the call is. The Lee County sideline thinks he touched it. And
he definitely touched the ball.
What's the call? The officials are huddling. Lee County trying to, they're lobbying.
Put it in the end zone.
You can't advance it if it's a muff. The Lee County player's trying to get him to run to the end zone.
Oh
my goodness.
Man. Oh,
Lee County fans think he touched it. The Lee County sideline thinks he touched it.
You know, there's a problem.
But the guys that matter the most,
he wasn't there.
Don't.
He wasn't there. You know, that's poor positioning by a referee. He was not there. But he definitely touched the ball.
Coach Bordeaux wants a word with the officials. He's going to have his say, but it's not going to do any good. And there's a huge break for Scotland as Lee County would have been set up. And a bad decision there from Primus on the return. Once it's over your head, you got to let that go. You can't turn your back and try and track that thing down. But that's a young man trying to make a play. There's the fake and there's the slant, and that's number 11 on the reception, Caden Graves.
Graves, their second leading receiver.
All right, that's coming back. Wow, we saw this earlier in the season get called a lot. On the plays we have seen it, oftentimes it hasn't made sense, but that is that run-pass option.
Yeah.
And the linemen don't necessarily know what's going on, and if they take off down the field and get out of that bubble, it'll cost you, and it does there. 1st and 15, and the big gain wiped off. All right, Graves looking to pass, has his man. And number 15 on the reception, brought down after a short game. That's Demarion Davis. And another flag coming in.
A little confused on that one. I didn't really see anything.
Got to be a hold, right? There it is, blocking it back. And that'll march him back from the spot. I think you take this penalty and take the yardage.
Yeah.
No hesitation from the sideline. They're going to take this penalty, and it'll be 2nd and 24 after it's marked off.
So we just seen almost the same thing happen on both sides of both teams.
Well, position on the field a little bit different here for Scotland.
Yeah.
Lee County was backed up all the way inside their own 5, where you have to really be careful with the football.
Yeah.
Scotland still with a little bit of breathing room. But I tell you, Ravel pulls it, looking down the field. Palmer is in position and got twisted around, and I tell you what, I said it before and I'll say it again, these receivers are really, really good. Graham, the ball skills, just outfights Kenyon Palmer for it.
That was also a great play by your quarterback.
24
there.
Gets about 35.
Quarterback with the read option there, pulled it back, threw it down the field.
Well, if he sees one-on-one with number 4 or number 11, he's going to give him a chance to make a play. And hanging the ball out there plays to their strengths because both of those guys have really good ball skills. All right, McCahan cuts it back up inside. Clock becoming a factor. Now we got a late flag
on the play.
In.
You're pushing the back, number 11.
All right, another block in the back. Scotland going backwards, not having a whole lot of problem making up the yardage they're giving away in penalties so far.
You know, Chris, we've been talking on, you've been talking on the coaches show and also throughout the game sometimes about the recruiting that's going on in this class. And I was just reading some things the other day from current college players, and they're talking about how it also is affecting them as well with the 6-year senior. So, and as far as college goes, so not only are they feeling it down in the high school, they're also feeling it on the college level as well.
Yeah, and for the transfer portal to have become a thing in the middle of all this, you know, nobody knew when we decided there was going to be a transfer portal that COVID was going to come in and mess everything up. It's really, I'm not going to say it's a mess, but it's definitely different.
It's different.
And hopefully everything sort of equalizes and these kids get it, they get treated right through this process.
Yeah.
Short gain on 1st and long. That'll be 2nd and 21 coming up for the Scots.
It's harder for the high school kids of more so than college, of course. With college, you're already being there. High school, you're trying to get there, and it's seeming like no matter how good they are, what we might do, it's hard for them to get there, you know. Just not getting the looks that they want.
Bell rolls. There's a screen, and chase down. Tyreek McKendall comes over with a big hit at midfield. Going to be 3rd and about 15, 1:20 to go. If you're Lee County, you get a timeout here. They're going to let it run.
Definitely let it run.
All right, if they stop here, you got to think you'll get a time. Well, now we're going to get an official's timeout.
I'll tell you what, Chris, I got a big surprise for halftime today that just walked up. Huge, huge, huge part of Lee County's program a couple years back. Huge
My
part.
first question is going to be what they're feeding him, because he's about 50 pounds from the last time I saw him in person.
Yeah.
All right, 3rd and 15 coming up. 1:11. Clock stopped. We'll see when they wind it here. A little surprised Lee County didn't get a timeout here. Now they're going to reset it to 1:17. And there the clock winds. Nope. All right, Ravel drops. Got man coverage. Shooting it across the middle. Almost picked off. Aaron Wallace had a chance. Dives and misses it. Scotland stops the clock with the incompletion. And they're going to bring the punt team on. Lee County going to get it back with 1:10 to go in the half.
I would definitely watch for a fake right here.
And after scores on 3 consecutive series,
I'm definitely watching for a fake right here.
Now we got 3 straight without a score. Lee County trying to block this thing. Well, now they're only going to rush 8. Right up the middle, almost gets there, spun around. That's going to be running into the kicker. He got the kick leg, not the plant leg. This ought to be running in, but we'll see if he sold it. Let's see what the call is here, because if it's roughing, Scotland's going to keep hold of this football. And they got the personal foul, roughing the kicker. Oof. Big break for Scotland.
Scotland has definitely caught some breaks tonight with the botched punt down here on this end, and now the running into the kicker, the roughing the kicker.
They have. Kenyon Palmer there was close to getting the block and got that leg as it was out in the air. Normally, if you get the kick leg, it's running into. You got to stay away from the plant leg, but the kicker spun around, flopped, and sold it, and it'll be 15 and a first down for Scotland. And this Lee County defense is going to have to bow their backs and do it again. 1:08 left in the half. Scotland with 2 timeouts. And look at Coach Bordeaux down there telling him, buddy, it's the kick leg. What are you doing? And I'm sure not liking the explanation he's giving him, especially the last call in special teams with the muffed punt or not muffed punt that didn't go Lee County's way.
I've never seen Berto wound up.
He's spun up tonight.
Yeah, he spun up tonight. I in the previous few years, never seen him wound up.
Well, and there's been some bizarre calls not go Lee County's way. If you recall, a couple weeks ago, we had the guy come from the track after he was blocked out of bounds and make the stop on the kickoff.
A booming hit.
And couldn't get a flag on that. All right, here we go. Revelle out there. A minute to go in the first half. Scotland trying to take the lead before we get into halftime. All right. Clock issues. The clock, there have been some, I had to go in here and see who's running the clock tonight. Been some couple of issues here. All right, Revelle hands. Nope, fakes, pulls it down, hangs it out there. He's got his tight end. And number 84, who if you watch tape on Scotland, doesn't have huge production, but Eli McCoy, that tight end, first of all, runs about 3 miles during the game because they bring him in motion constantly, and every once in a while will sneak out of the backfield and do that. 1st and 10 just outside the 10-yard line. We'll call it about the 11. 1st and 10 for Scotland inside the Remax red zone. The hand is to McCahan. After a steady dose of Nicholson in the first quarter, it's been McCahan's quarter this time. He'll be down to the 10-yard line, 2nd and 9 coming up. And Scotland going to call a timeout, I think. Well, they stopped the clock. Now they're going to wind the clock again. Again, some interesting stuff going on with the clock. Damn. And I don't know why I'm fixated on it. All right, 40 seconds to go. Clock continues to run. Play clock down to 25. Revelle not in any hurry. Takes the snap. Fakes the hand, looking, throws it in the back of the end zone on the fade, and it's up there, and it's juggled and caught, but out of the back of the end zone, and that'll stop the clock with 28 to go in the half. 3rd down and 8 coming up for the Scots. And we've seen the leg of Christian Cole. I think right here, I'm going to tell you what, as effective as the run game has been, I'm not taking a chance. I want the lead. Primus checks into the game. Now they're going to get a timeout and talk about it. We'll give them a chance while we take a break. We'll see you on the other side.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
All right, welcome back. Scotland with a big decision here. 3rd and 8, well within Christian Cole's field goal range. If I'm running the offense here, Jerry, I'm going to call something safe.
Yeah.
Primus checked into the game before the timeout. That would probably be my guy. But take care of the football, get into the half with the lead.
Yeah.
We'll see what the Scotland staff has in store. All right, from that same spread we've seen all night, 3 receivers and a tight end. Primus is in the game at tailback. Ravel takes the snap, fakes, now throws the slant, and it's high, and could have been picked off, and that's why I run something safe. Aaron Wallace had a chance at it, couldn't quite get his hands under it, and it's 4th down. They've got the offense out on the field.
Let's see.
And now they're going to run the field goal unit out here, and Lee County with a chance for this special team squad to make a play. They are going to come after this kick.
Could be a big play right here for Lee County.
Keep your eyes on number 9 at home, Landon Johnson, who rolls at about 6'7" and has a knack for getting his hands on kicks. Coach Bordeaux going to call a timeout, see if they've got some special rush package here. Jerry, a little surprised with the play call?
No.
Okay.
No. Oh, you talking about for that 3rd down, Scotland's 3rd down? Oh, definitely. I definitely seen a handoff because he's yet to be stopped. You know, he's yet to be stopped. So I definitely would have handed the ball off to Primus, and we'd have went with it. But to throw a pass in that type of situation, knowing that he likes to hang the ball a little bit, that was very dangerous right there.
And we saw it. We've seen him overthrow receivers pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Only a sophomore and a lot of a really bright future.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you're surrounded by this kind of talent. We talked about the skill position. You know, Primus a junior, Graham and Graves, those fantastic receivers. Next year going to be scarier.
Very scary.
A lot of talent.
Very.
All right, Lee County, see what kind of package they put out here. All right, Cole lining it up. This will be a 27-yard attempt. The kick is up. Kick is good. I tell you that
he can go 40.
The mechanics on that, man, were fast.
He can go 40 yards with ease.
Woo! The rush was quick, but, boy, they got that snap down and up. That's as fast as you can do it. I'm impressed. All right, 19 seconds to go in the half.
I'll tell you what, this is a great game, but I'm really excited about this halftime guest that we have. I am, man. I'm really excited. I know a lot of people they may be wondering who this guy is, but, man, I can tell you that for part of the 2020 state-run championship team, he was the MVP. He's a 2-time back-to-back season MVP for Lee County. He is a current Division I football player, just coming off a big win. He was the man.
For this is the question. For the best North Carolina college program?
Oh.
I'm asking.
I'm a little biased.
I'm asking.
I'm a little biased.
Because I'm going to ask him.
I'm a little biased on that one. I'm a little biased. But we can, hey, that's some argument you can have there. A lot of arguments can be made.
Can they?
Can make some arguments.
I guess NC State can make an argument, right?
Yeah.
All right, Cole with the high spinning kickoff. And JoJo going to call for a fair catch. Oh, come on, there's 15 on top of that. And I tell you, we see a lot of stuff get called in high school and college football with targeting and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And then there's plays like that are really just dangerous and ought to have more than a 15-yard penalty.
That's one.
You got a player that truly, arm in the air, trying to call a fair catch and gets knocked out like that. That's dangerous. So 15 yards tacked onto this. Lee County's going to have a couple of shots from the 45 plus territory.
He will definitely remember that.
And Kennedy Hernandez out there doing some ciphering, trying to figure out how far can I get it from. I'm surprised he's not warming up. He's got his helmet in his hand. Lee County 2 timeouts, 19 seconds to go in the half, 45 yards to go to get a touchdown.
First play, I'm taking a shot at the end zone.
Well, they haven't tried to get the ball over the top yet.
They have not.
Now, Scotland has shown us some zero coverage. They don't have it here, but I tell you, well, now they're rolling back out there. I was going to say you had Palmer on an island down here, but now they flipped that up. with the way the safeties are aligned, we see Lee County most often when they're going over the top, trying to get down the seam.
Yeah.
You've got a safety in the middle of the field for Scotland, and that's Primus, who we've seen on the offensive side of the ball. And we've seen how fast he is. He can make up some ground, so there's a little bit of margin for error.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see what Lee County tries to do. Scotland only going to rush 3 here. Patterson drops. Pressure's there. There's the screen, and nobody home. That's a miscommunication because there was no receiver anywhere on that side of the field.
In that area.
The linemen all went out there. But Garrison took off down the seam, and McKendall, I still don't see where he's at. He ran a slant.
It looked like it was actually a screen for BJ. And he maybe missed the play.
Well, what are we going to – are they going to call grounding? No, man downfield, and that was McMullen, who was out there about 15 yards downfield.
Yeah.
He expected that to come out fast. He was ready to eat up a cornerback on
Big
that.
kid right there, too. Big kid, number 75,
yes,
Tyler
is.
McMullen.
Gets bigger every time we see him.
Yeah.
We've talked about that D1 frame. He's playing right guard right now, number 77. Patterson, low snap. Patterson trying to get it out of there. Looking down the field, he throws it as far as he can and over top of everybody. McKendall surrounded by 3 Scots. 9 seconds to go in the half.
Now, the second quarter is more so of what I figured we would come into this game with. Better defense. The way the first quarter started with all the fireworks, I'm not mad at it at all because it has turned into be a real good game.
All right, 2 deep safeties for Scotland here on second down. They fake, now hand it to Brown. Brown doing work. He gets it to the outside, cuts it back inside.
And the clock never ran.
started. A little home cooking from the operator. Official waving at him. They mark it down to 6.7. I think that's still some favorable clock keeping there. Timeout for Lee County. And now they're back within striking distance. Ball at the 31. Interesting play call there. A little misdirection as they ran 2 backs out of the backfield. Faked to the first through the hole and got it to Brown going to the right. And he goes for 20.
I keep speaking of Brown each game. And each game he gets better and better. Each game.
I agree 100%. And, doesn't look like he has that top gear where he can outrun people, but you don't see him get walked down very often.
No. With time, I think he will get there. The extra gear.
Well, I made the statement that got your attention a couple weeks ago where I said as a sophomore, he's the best back I've seen at Lee County.
As a sophomore.
I want to make sure everybody at home. I don't want any emails. I don't want any phone calls.
Because you.
As a sophomore.
Ooh. Yeah. But you know that there's not been a lot of sophomore running backs at Lee County.
No.
It's been
nobody gets to play as a sophomore.
Right, exactly. It's been loaded. Lee County has had some really good tailbacks. I mean, going back, we can go back to Jerry Pullum. We can go back further back to Jay Hollingsworth, back to Nigel Blue, back to Chris McLaughlin. These we're going back into the 2000s, 99s now. You know what I mean? So Nolan Peter, these type guys were running backs, and that tradition is really carried on.
All right, 2 seconds to go after they fix the clock. So you're going to have to take a shot here. Oh, they're going to get an offsides. That'll get them 5 yards closer, moving from the 31 to the 26. That'll be a 43-yard field goal attempt, and that's probably up.
We're going to try it.
They're going to let Hernandez go. He says he can hit from around 43 or 44. He's going to get a shot here.
And before I get jumped on, when I get on Facebook, I did not forget one of the best ones, Rashawn Kennedy.
Okay.
Man, listen, that team took the furthest, as far as run to the playoffs outside of the 2020 class.
All right, hold us down. Kick is up.
Let's see. Let's see.
He got it.
Yes, sir.
Career long for
yes,
Kennedy
sir.
Hernandez at the gun.
Yes, sir.
Takes us into halftime, 24-24.
Nice.
Lee County gets this thing to kick it off.
Nice.
We're going to take a very quick break. We will be back with the Nissan Classic halftime show. I can't wait. I'm fired up.
Yes, sir.
My mission in life is to stay away from him, though, because I can't get him sick.
Yeah.
So, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
Handle your business after the break.
Yes,
we'll be back with the halftime show. 24-24 here in Sanford.
Pentair. Empowering people to move water. Improve water. Enjoy water. So that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose. Lives with enjoyment. Lives that flourish. Lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go to
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
Welcome to the Classic Nissan Halftime Report.
And we're back with the Classic Nissan Halftime Show. And as I kept speaking of my halftime special guest, it is the man, the myth, the legend, him in the flesh, Mr. DeAndre Deagle Prince, a.k.a. DDP. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Glad to be back home and watch us beat Scotland tonight.
Hey, those are big words right there. So I know this is your first time back home this year. So, like, tell us about this year. This year you have really came on, getting a lot of playing time, making plays as we watched the other night as you guys, App State, beat Coastal Carolina. You know, first ranked a win against a ranked team in how many? I think 5 or 6 years. I think it was. So how was that? Tell me a little bit about that.
Just getting in the playbook during the spring and having a great summer, and just staying patient and knowing my time is going to come, and when I get the opportunity, just make the best of it.
So your times here at Lee County, how did it prepare you for what you faced in college as far as competition, as far as workouts, as far as your grind? How did it prepare you for that?
The coaches stayed on us every day, and they taught us the different things we needed to get to the next level, or even in life in general. College is a big step, even on the field, off the field, and just stayed working, and I built my work ethic here, and it was pretty good.
Right. So if you had to give any words of wisdom for a lot of these kids right now who are class of 2022, who have yet to be recruited, who have yet to get these stars behind their name, because your stars came later on in your career as a senior, like what would you tell them? What would you tell them to prepare their mind for, to what to expect, how to still go after? What would be your advice?
Just staying patient is the most important thing you can do, and stay on top of your grades, because without your grades, no college is going to look at you or even want to watch your film. So just staying patient and knowing that you're good, believe in yourself, your own confidence that you're good enough to play, and everything else will follow.
Gotcha. So what is the difference as far as your work ethic in high school to the pressure of your work ethic in college? Like, you get up in the morning, you lollygag going to the weight room. You might lift 200 or 300, couple weights a little bit. Then you go to class, and then you get the lollygag around, eat whatever you want. Am I right or am I wrong? Hey, tell me,
Man, well, in high school, the little things you do might not affect you as much. But in college, every little thing you do will impact the long run. So what you put in your body is going to affect you. The little workouts after, team workouts, everything means something in college. Whereas in high school, you could get away with some things.
Yeah, good. So 4 years here, varsity player. Started?
Started. Well, my last 2 years.
Okay.
Last 2 years started.
Okay. Both sides of the ball. Like I said, 2-time MVP. You had a lot. You left a lot. You left a legacy here at Lee County. What are your expectations for yourself leaving App State?
Most importantly, the degree. You know, that's what I went to college for, and then football comes second. But I just want to, you know, make plays just like I did in high school and put Sanford on the map. That's my plan.
So this year, we've at halftime, we've brought a couple of players back. We're missing one. We're gonna get him soon. We're gonna get him soon. So thank you for joining us at the Classic Nissan halftime show. You know, we're gonna bring in Chris back in just a second. Just a second here. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
All right, DeAndre, I'm going to stay off camera. I don't want to get too close to you because I really am sick, and I want to make sure you're healthy. We got to see you last night make a momentum-changing play in the game against number 14, Coastal Carolina. I want to know, having watched you, particularly your junior and senior year, when I watched you in your motor, I said, this young man's going to play college ball somewhere. And we felt like you didn't get enough attention. You got a little overshadowed, and maybe we're a little undersized. I didn't think that your future was on the interior of a defensive line. I figured you might be out on the edge, might get to play a little bit of linebacker. Looking back to your junior and senior year, did you think that you could play defensive tackle at a D1 program?
I thought I could play anywhere on defense. It was just, you know, that's where I'm at, and I had to make the best of it, and I'm enjoying it. So.
Okay, now we've talked a lot about the season that you guys were given, the extra year of eligibility that came with COVID. Has that even factored into your thought process moving forward that you're going to get to go to school for 5 years instead of 4 if you choose to?
I see all the old dudes, they've been there for almost half a decade.
Right?
I'm like, I could be one of them too, but nah, it hasn't hit me yet. I just take it day by day. So.
All right, you said you're focused on studies. What are you studying?
Marketing.
All right, fantastic. Yes, and do you plan on working in the sports arena? You going to get out in sales? What's the plan?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Sports and in the sales, yes, sir.
All right, now I want to know, because we see guys come back and they put on a lot of weight. You've grown an inch or two. What's your height now? You about 6'2"?
About 6'2".
Okay.
Yes,
you weren't taller than me when you left Sanford. And how much weight have you put on? I'm going to guess about 50 pounds.
Nah.
No, how much?
6.
What? Really?
Really?
All right, well, you're carrying it different. Let me just say that.
6 pounds.
I want to make sure that you understand. This is the first game, and I reached out to you, too. Jerry got you to come on. I tried to get you to come on. You were like, yeah, whatever. But Jerry asked you to come on. But whatever.
Family,
we're glad you're here. But I want to let you know that you and the young men that have come through this program in the last 5 or 6 years, you got a whole community that is watching you, that is celebrating what you guys are accomplishing. And I'm going to tell you, I don't have a rooting interest with App State. I watch every App State game that's on TV just to see how often you're going to be in there making a play. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You have made your future unlimited as far as the potential, and we're all proud of you, man. You've done a great job.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So I've watched now.
Wait a minute, though.
Okay.
I want the answer to the question, though. What, as we stand here today, is the number one college football program in the state of North Carolina? I just want to know.
App State.
All right, I thought so.
I mean, it's fine to be biased. You know, it's okay to be biased.
I mean, did y'all expect any different answer?
No.
You answered right. You definitely answered right. Now, I've watched you play since you and Jaden were on teams from the time you guys were 7 years old, all the way up until you graduated high school. Now, something that I put together last night after I talked to you, do you realize, counting rec ball, AAU ball, high school, and middle school, you guys lost 7 games.
7?
7 games as teammates. And that's all the way down from Parks and Recreation, Cowboys.
I probably ain't know because we ain't lose a lot.
Didn't lose a lot. Didn't lose a lot. Right?
Yeah.
Couple of state championships on the AAU side, and then here that made history here at Lee County. So just from me to you, from cousin to cousin, love what you're doing, proud of you, man, and always give these, every time you see some of these guys out here, I know you have little brothers, keep giving them encouraging words because you are an example of what can happen when you put your best foot forward.
Yes.
Good to see you. Glad to have DDP back here at Lee County tonight. When we come back, we'll be back for the second half of the Lee County Yellow Jackets, Scotland County's Fighting Scots football game.
Lamco Homes. From concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Lamco Homes. Our standards are others' options. WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go there.
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
Pentair. Empowering people to move water. Improve water. Enjoy water. So that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose. Lives with enjoyment. Lives that flourish. Lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
Lamco Homes. From concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Lamco Homes. Our standards are others' options. WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go to
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
Anyway, we're back 24-24 at the half. Fantastic get on the interview there, Jerry.
Yeah, man.
That was fantastic. Yeah. DDP, one of my favorite jackets of all time.
Yes, yes, yes.
And, you know, a guy that got underappreciated while he was here because of another one of your people, Des Evans, you know, all with the accolades from the time he was a freshman. But by the time they got out of here, I got to be honest, DDP was every bit as important, if not more, to that defense.
Oh, yeah.
Man, he could motor nonstop.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
A disruptive force for a couple of years in the heart of that team. And good to see him at App State. I was a little surprised he got as much playing time as a freshman.
Yeah.
And now as a sophomore, as a regular rotation guy.
Yeah.
Next couple of years, I imagine he'll be the guy.
The guy.
With that defensive line.
He will be the guy.
All right, Cole to kick off. Deep kick over everybody's head. That's going to find the end zone and a touchback. We were watching Cole, for anybody that's wondering, easily hitting from 40 during halftime.
Yeah, easy.
So something to keep in mind if this game stays tight. Of course, Kennedy Hernandez with the career-long. Now, Hernandez, how many field goals do you think he has in his career?
You know, I can't guess. I can't quite guess it because I had in my I'm not gonna say
there's
time.
The hand to Brown. Oh, Brown gets loose. Oh, he's a step away. They're going to give him first down, 11 on the carry.
Let's say, are you speaking of this season or overall?
I'm talking about in his career. If you were setting the over-under to bet, what would you set the over-under at?
30.
No, 7.
I just said
shocking,
30.
isn't it, though? 7? Yeah, 7 field goals. He was 6 field goals coming into the game. I looked it up because I was interested, and I thought it was probably a 15 or 16.
I was thinking 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, he's only been the starter 2 years. Now, remember Trey.
Yeah, Trey was the man.
Yeah, Trey, one of the all-time
leading
scorers.
We're 2 years out. Yeah, I was thinking 3 years
Trey
out.
Underwood,
2 years
you
out.
know, was
Trey Underwood was something special.
Man, what is he, the third all-time leading scorer in the state of North Carolina. Hernandez watched behind him for a couple years and has come in and been money on extra points. Hasn't gotten a whole lot of looks on field goals. All right, the screen is to McKendall. That'll set up 3rd and short.
So I know you asked DDP, the best team in North Carolina. I want to go out on the wire and say the class of 2020 was the best football team at Lee County.
Oof. There's some old hats that would disagree.
Oh, there's a whole lot, but hey, I think the stats speak up for it.
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. It was a special group of athletes.
Nice run
lucky not to get a horse collar on there as the tackle's made. B.J. Brown with another Lee County first down. Pulled down by the top of the bag of that jersey. If it was a little higher, would have got the horse collar tacked onto the end of it. So we were griping about the referees in the first half, and during the interview break, I don't think you heard it because you were engaged with DDP having a conversation, but the radio guys came over and they're like, hey, dude, how do you get a penalty on a touchdown and keep the penalty and the touchdown and get the thing marked on the kickoff? And I'm like, that's
that
not
was on
supposed
that
to
pass
happen.
interference. Am I correct? Yeah.
Yeah, they just chili dipped it.
But
after the return where the tackler came up out of the Bugs Bunny hole in the ground, I don't trust my eyes anymore.
Yeah.
All right, Patterson fakes to Morris. Now gets it out. Oof, knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Had McKendall on the slant, but unable to get it there. Patterson has taken care of the ball today.
Yeah.
Defended by number 24.
A lot better than Saturday.
Morris checks out. Brown into the game at tailback.
He looks a little more comfortable than Saturday.
Lee County playing on a little bit of a short week. Instead of Friday night last week, they played on Saturday morning. And, 34-7 really played a better ball game than that, particularly in the second half, and just couldn't catch a break. Patterson gets it out late. Brown wrapped up in the backfield, fights forward for a couple, and we're going to have a 4th down, and the punt team immediately comes out a little surprised by that.
Glad he was able to get his hands on that ball, actually. That was actually a good catch with a lineman hanging on his back.
All right, Landon Johnson on the punt, and this is going to go over everybody, I promise that. All right. High hanger gets a good bounce and going to roll down inside the 10, down close to the 5, and dead at the 6.
Nice punt.
Nice punt. Couldn't have turned out a whole lot better. And Scotland with 94 yards to go after the stop on Lee County's first drive. Score still locked up at 24-24. After the game, the start this game got off to, man, I thought we might be at 56-48 at this point. All right, Scotland coming out in that same spread offense they've run all day.
Tuesday with the golf tournament championship. Brad Wicker, the soccer team, hosts Richmond tomorrow, and they will be in the conference tournament.
Interesting the way they cover this. They're in a man look on the guys outside, but on that tight end in the slot, really cover them with the deep safety. Here's the hand, and a loss on the play.
In the backfield.
Tackled in the backfield. Was that Johns that got there?
Noah Johns?
No.
No.
58. The one thing about this press box situation, that's Braden Kirkland. All right. Getting reps, doing damage with the first team. I say Jay Sally. I think they got that wrong. Of course, I'll never second-guess Pat McCracken. The PA announcer here at Lee County does a fantastic job.
He's a legend.
He is. All right. Revelle
Lots of time.
Dancing. Kirkland gets to him. He throws it away. 3rd and long coming up. And I still think that's Kirkland. Let's see if he
incomplete. Coverage by number 8.
Great coverage by Lee County right there.
Kirkland comes up lame, going to check himself out of the game.
Number 58, Braden Kirkland.
See, get it right this first time. So I was right the first time because it was 58 on the stop. So a nice little series there from Braden Kirkland getting some reps. All right, 3rd and long. Big play for Lee County here. Should get good field position if they can get the stop. 8.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Revel from the gun, takes the snap, fakes the hand, looking deep, throws it high, and is batted down. Kenyon Palmer.
Nice play.
Gotten beat a couple times out there on the corner. Not this time. Izine Graham unable to outfight Palmer. And we'll get a punt from Lee County. And my favorite little girl in the world brings water, saves the day.
Saves the day.
She's so cute, man. You don't deserve a child that cute.
Man, if you only knew. If you only knew.
All right, snap, pressure.
Oh, and partially blocked.
Partially blocked and going to bounce sideways. Lee County going to have great field position. Only get about 17 on net for that kick. Going to roll dead at the 23. Lee County looking to do business. And I think, Jerry, that was
24-yard line.
Jeremiah Eatman making his 2nd big play of the game. And the way they're beating on him over on the sideline, I think he got that.
Hey.
Made a big play in the hole earlier.
You know what it is?
That's a guy hadn't gotten any varsity reps.
Hey, it's next man up.
All right, Patterson drops. Pressure coming, throws it. Got a man, and it, woof. He was late getting it out there. Primus using that speed to cut it down, looking for Peoples.
Definitely missed Eli Garrison over there.
Well, Garrison had a step. McKendall had a step. Peoples had several steps.
Yeah.
Patterson got it out a little late and almost got it picked. But had he hit Peoples, Peoples probably would have backed right in the end zone.
Yeah,
so
definitely would
2nd
have been
10.
6.
And now you gotta think, get positive yardage here and set up 3rd and manageable. Scotland, I'm impressed by the amount of pressure they're able to generate with just that front 4. Peoples comes in motion. The hand is to Brown. Brown not much doing, gets positive yards, got that good forward lean, going to get about 4 on the run. 3rd and 6. All right, Hernandez hit from 43 a while ago. This would be 37. But Lee County hunting for touchdowns here. Patterson from the gun, 4 wideouts in the game. Scotland walks pressure up, and Patterson going to check out of this. Haven't seen a lot of blitzing from Scotland. They're showing pressure right up the middle now. And it comes. Brown picks his way. He's into the secondary. Looked like he might have had a hold. Doesn't quite get as much as we thought he might. It's going to be close to a first down, maybe a 1.5 or so short when they mark this. Offense stays on the field. JoJo Jennings, number 22 in at tailback. Last time we saw him check in, we saw misdirection to Jennings, and Kendall Morris ran in for a touchdown. In short yardage like this, got to think Jennings is going to get the ball. And we got a flag. I didn't see any motion from Lee County, but the referee did. So and I think they're going to call it on Patterson.
Flag on the field.
Well, that'll definitely change up the play call.
All right, well, they're going to run Hernandez out there and try to get another field goal. All right, this will be snapped from the 20, about 36, 37 when Garrison sets down for the hold. Eli Garrison like a Swiss Army knife for this team. Plays offense, plays defense, plays special teams, holds on kicks. All right, Hernandez from 37. Looking to put Lee County in front for the first time today. Kick is low. Bad hold, bad mechanics. Not even close. And Scotland keeps this thing even. So it was a low snap, and it threw everything off. So Lee County with great field position, unable to cash in. 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Scotland bringing the offense back out on the field.
So we finally got some defense going on.
Well, what do you think? Is Lee County just adjusted
that's
to
what
Scotland's doing?
That's what it seemed as far as defensive-wise. That's what it seems.
I tell you that the one thing I would say about Scotland is they do quite a few things on offense, but it seems like we've seen everything they're going to do on offense.
Yeah.
McCahan around the right side being chased. Noah Johns, great job.
Hey, Noah Johns, hey, he is a key player on this defense.
He absolutely 100%
He is a key player on this defense.
And
great
Merritt
job.
gets the tackle, but Noah Johns setting that edge from his linebacker position is key to a lot of things they do. There's a flag down in the secondary. Got to be a hold, right? Or they got hands to the face, perhaps.
Yeah.
Wow, you don't see that very often, especially in space. See what the call is. Normally you see that on the interior if that's what the call is. And it is.
Oh.
Wow. They got targeting on that? Wow.
We've had, oh, man. Ooh.
Wow. And I'm not going to say that it didn't happen, but we didn't see it from here.
Not even.
Interesting call. And I certainly couldn't have been on the tackle. I don't know what that was. Be interesting to see the replay. All right, 1st and 10 for Scotland. They get a free one there after a good play by the defense. Ball's at the 41-yard line. All right, Rebels running the option. Going to turn it up inside. Gets a couple. Getting a little chippy out there on the edge, by the way. Noah Johns tied up with Caden Graves. Keep an eye on that up on the top of the screen. All right. They give Ravel 4 on that carry. Haven't really seen him do a lot of damage with his feet.
No.
We saw him keep a couple plays alive, but it hasn't turned into anything big down the field. He is a guy that can throw it on the run. He can do a little damage, but hasn't got him yet. All right, McCoy in motion, sets up at an H-back position there on the end. And McCahan cuts it back up the middle, going to be close to a first down. Looks like they'll mark him just short as once again another helmet flies off. Here's a flag coming out. Jennings pleading for a flag. We'll see if he gets it. There's a conference at the 45 with the officials talking it over. Jennings will have to check out for a play.
Just getting back onto the field right there, Jennings was.
All right, into the game for Lee County, Isaiah McKendall, one of the Boone brothers you like so much.
Boone brothers. We've had, like I said, we had three brothers. Isaiah, then you have 2 twins. From there, we have Terrence, and I can't recall the other one. Their father, T.A. McKendall, was a football player back here in the early 2000s, and now has 3 sons playing. And how many times can we say we've had 3 brothers on the same team here at Lee County? And those 3 brothers will be on the field at the same time in the next few years.
All right, they back it up. They get the face mask. That'll back it up, create 2nd and 16, maybe 17. A lot of penalties in this game, going both ways.
Definitely.
Both coaches going to be a little unhappy with that.
I think Lee County were some of the more costly penalties. But we're still here 24-24 with 5 minutes left to go in this game, in this quarter.
All right, Ravel drops, steps up, looking deep. Safety's there. Eatman with a chance to make another play.
There it is.
That's his 3rd big play of the game.
There it is.
Eatman having a game of his life, sir.
There it is.
Jeremiah Eatman, the junior, 5'11", 145 they list him.
Hey.
I don't know if he's even in the book before tonight, and that's his 3rd huge play. This one will give Lee County the ball back at their own 30.
Nice play. I love
going
seeing
the other way.
Love seeing it. We're going to see him on the coach's show.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling.
We'll see him on the coach's show.
All right, Patterson, 1st and 10, 5.5 to go. There goes Kendall Morris. Morris gets a step. Uh-oh. All right, Morris gets 20. I said came into the game averaging 10.9 yards a carry. Had 11 the first time he touched it. This time gets 20. And Morris, they run the same set of plays for Morris as they do for B.J. Brown. Morris not quite as effective in between the tackles, but he's got that extra step, and you saw that lightning quick speed right there.
Yeah. I like seeing them both in the backfield.
I like Brown and Morris in the game together as well. All right, Patterson fakes. Now he throws to McKendall. McKendall gives up a little ground, puts his head down.
Nice hit.
And nice tackling there by the Scots as they bring McKendall down after a short gain. That the play, of course, went 73 on the first pass of the game for Lee County. All right, Lee County across midfield. As we creep down toward the end of the third quarter, possessions are going to become more and more important. Started out like a track meet. Now everybody's settled down. Misdirection. Brown into the secondary. Cuts it back. What a move. Look out. There goes B.J. Brown. They're chasing him.
Run.
10,
what
5,
a run.
touchdown Jackets.
Mr. Brown. Big play, Mr. Brown.
I thought he made the wrong move when he cut it back inside. He knew better and took it to the house.
Hey, Mr.
B.J. Brown, 49 yards on the touchdown. His second touchdown of the day after the big kick return.
Hey, man.
B.J. Brown becoming
the
center of gravity on this offense.
We seeing this kid blossom right in front of us, man.
Woof.
We're seeing it right here.
That
man.
lateral movement, buddy.
Man, yes. What he doesn't have in speed, his what we would call juking skills.
Yes, sir.
They are there.
You know, the guy that he reminds me of, this is a funny comparison, but the guy he reminds me of with the ball in his hands is Peter Warwick. Remember from Florida State?
From Florida State.
Warwick couldn't outrun anybody in a race. But with the ball in his hand, he got a little bit faster and never took a false step and would just gash you. Interesting comparison, but that's the first person that jumps into my head.
That's interesting.
All right, Lee County, 31-24. They'll kick it back to Scotland. We'll stay right here as the crowd is alive.
Hey, that was a great run there. Great run by B.J. Brown. When you got both of them in the backfield, you have to account for both of them.
Well, you know
that
what?
Misdirection.
I'm going to tell you something,
nice.
Jerry, and I know that I always overthink this with regard to where the coaches are at because they don't try to be too sophisticated. They just line up and want to win ball games. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you one of the things that Lee County has accomplished this year, and maybe not by design, is that teams that are preparing for them have not seen Kendall Morris on tape yet.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think in the postseason, he's the type guy that's going to sneak up on some folks because they aren't ready for how fast he is coming out of that backfield. And it's one thing to key on Brown, but when you have Morris that can get you too, don't be surprised. All right, Lee County with the high spinning kick fielded by Primus. And picking his way, good coverage by Lee County. They'll bring him down short of the 30. They'll set up shop at the 27. Lee County with first time tonight in the lead, 31-24.
Yes, sir.
And that defense is on a roll right now.
And so one thing I've noticed, this is the second game that we haven't seen the pooch kick too much. He's actually kicking the ball down the field, something that we just spoke of last week of being dangerous in high school. And now tonight, he's kicking the ball down the field.
Not only is he kicking it down the field, he's kicking it to two.
Oh, yeah.
The one guy I wouldn't do, but it hasn't hurt him yet. All right, Ravel brings McCoy in motion, hands inside. This is Primus. Boy, he's quick.
He's on it.
Woo, he is quick, but he's stopped in the hole there for no gain. Maybe a yard.
He is fast out of that backfield.
Man, like he shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
Number 2, Tyree McKendall. And number 16, Isaiah McKendall.
This win against Scotland County, if Lee County can pull this off, this will be, to me, their biggest win of the season.
Without a doubt.
By far.
Without a doubt. The Fuquay win was nice, but this one delivers the playoffs first and foremost.
Yeah.
All right, Ravel under pressure. Nowhere to go. Good job of keeping it alive. He's going to float it out there. Oh, my gosh. Man, oh, man, oh, man. The ball skills out there at that receiving position. 2 Jackets out there. Ravel hangs it out there.
Athleticism.
There's going to be a talk about that one in your household. I am sure. But Ravel able to make a play.
Yeah.
Landon Johnson, man, thought he had him a couple of times. Unable to bring him down, and Ravel comes through. Biggest play of the game for him, maybe, to keep that alive. 1st and 10, just short of the 50, and now we get the newest addition to that defensive line. Prince Lamisil jumps off sides.
Flag on the field. 1st and 5 for the Scots.
You know, I like giving the nicknames. And Prince Lamison nickname, Prince Lamison, a.k.a. Fat Baby.
All right.
Hey. So, you know, we definitely have the nicknames on this team.
All right, 1st and 5. Lamison jumps off sides there. Pressure on Ravel. He steps around it, slides, gets it out there late, and hauled in. Nice catch. 3rd catch of the game.
Number 15,
Damarian Davis. The first 2 were gimmies. That one down the field a little bit. It'll be a Scotland first down, 3:20 to go in the quarter. All right, Fat Baby in there. We've seen him primarily at defensive end last week.
Yes, sir.
In there playing the nose tackle position tonight.
Now, he is also the cousin of DDP.
All right, Ravel running the option, cuts it up inside, big run. Gets 6 on the play, 2nd and 4 coming up.
So Scotland sustaining a drive here in this late in this 3rd quarter. This game is everything I've expected. Didn't expect the beginning, but yet as far as a football game, this is a football game, and I'm loving what I'm seeing out of both teams. Both teams knowing how important this game is.
Well, at the 3A level, who wants to play either one of these teams?
Neither. Nobody wants to play neither one of these teams.
All right, there's Primus. Woo, he's fast. Spun around, gives up some ground. Now fighting back, gets it back, and needed 4, got about 9.
I don't know if I've seen anybody this season.
Sudden.
Jeez.
Sudden. He is quick. And I've talked a lot about Kendall Morris.
He's got it too.
Primus, a special runner, and they get a whole year of him, you would think, as the feature back next year.
Yeah.
Now, he does a lot for this team.
He does a lot.
Plays corner, plays safety, returns kicks. Be interesting to see if they settle in and put him more in one position next year. We'll see how that works out. All right, Ravel with the snap. Hands to Primus again. Primus bounces it outside, breaks out of a tackle, stacked up, and goes down. Forward progress gets about 3 before Io cleans it up.
That looks like number 5. Who's number?
Tyler Walden.
Tyler Walden. A lot of these names. A lot of new names.
All right. Something to keep your eye on.
Wow.
The first unit is out on that defensive line right now for Lee County.
Wow.
Trying to get them a blow. You've got all backups in there, which, you know, hadn't been bad here for the last couple weeks.
Outside of McKendall, these are all underclassmen.
All right, there's the pitch. Primus turns it up and wrapped up and dragged down. That's Aaron Wallace with the tackle.
Did you see 54? 52, I'm sorry. I haven't seen a block like that. Textbook blocking is what you teach in practice. You keep blocking until the whistle blows. He was almost at the track.
Ball spotted on the 17-yard line.
That's great blocking. That's blocking right there.
Down to about a minute left in the 3rd quarter. Scotland with their first sustained drive in what seems like a long time, trying to tie it up after Lee County went up for the first time in a ball game. Ravel gets his orders from the sideline. McCoy comes in motion, stops short, line up tight end spot. And that is McCahan, I believe, back into the game. I wonder if Nicholson hurt himself. We haven't seen him in the game since probably early in the 2nd quarter.
Also out of this lineup for the last little while, JoJo has been out this whole series of downs since earlier. Don't know what's going on, but I tell you.
Well, nobody's attending to him, but he's walking around. Well, now he's coming over there. Maybe he's going to get some tape. Sits down. I'm not sure what's going on. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, Revel hands to McCahan. McCahan around the right side. Good tackle and Good contain by those young linebackers. McKendall comes up there, and they got a penalty. This is what they call.
Jatavis McCahan on the carry.
If they call targeting on this play,
Flag on the field.
I might march down to the field.
Oh, my Jesus.
By the time McKendall hit him, he was so low, he was almost on the ground. I don't know what you do.
This is ridiculous, man.
That's a horrible call.
This is ridiculous. I usually
horrible call.
That's horrible.
I think he got some helmet there, but the ball carrier was so low by the time they got to impact, there was nowhere to go. Scotland's not going to get a playoff for the end of the third quarter. That brings us to the end of 3. Scotland inside the Remax red zone at the 5-yard line. First and goal.
End of the third quarter.
Coach Bordeaux
Get those blue tickets out.
is beside himself.
Man.
We'll take a quick break, be back with the fourth quarter. It's been a great one so far. Looks like we've got a barn burner on our hands.
WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
All right, 31-24 here in Sanford. Lee County clinging on to a one-touchdown lead. Scotland threatening.
Yeah.
Jerry, you were saying during the break you don't remember a game with this many flags. I certainly don't. There are games where you see a stretch of penalties.
Yeah.
This one, the pace of this game has been so choppy. But what's amazing is how well both teams have recovered from the damage they've done to themselves with penalties.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
I agree.
Lee County trying to do that here as they give up the personal foul on a suspect call at best.
That's
first and goal from about the 6.
That one is tough. When it puts you in scoring position as this play had, it makes it that much harder.
Well, and my question on that one, it looked like there was helmet-to-helmet contact, but on a play like that, you have to take into context what's going on. Ball carrier was almost on the ground. He was so low.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go. All right. Jennings looks like he's ready to check back in. All right, McCahan stood up in the hole. Nice play.
Nice.
Jackets swarmed to that. Logan Walker there leading the way for the Jackets. No gain on the play. Second down coming up.
I'm liking this young core of Yellow Jackets.
Well, I tell you, we talked about, B.J. Brown, sophomore tailback, not getting, historically, you talk about Jerry Pullum, sort of in this era. I think Jerry Pullum is sort of the beginning of that, from Pullum to Jameer, Sabulware, now to B.J. Brown.
Yeah.
But what I've not seen from this Jacket team in the 10 years I've been doing this is going this far down the roster on either side of the ball. And we've got guys playing real minutes against Richmond and Scotland that weren't ever on the field before this.
Agreed.
Some of it out of necessity, some of it just a credit to how much work these kids have put in to make them, to force their way onto the field. Looked like Lee County jumped. They get away with one, no flag. That loss sets up third and goal from the 10. And Lee County looking to make Scotland make a decision. Ravel drops, pressure coming, throws it deep, high, and out of bounds.
Defense.
Nice defense on the play. Aaron Wallace breaks it up. Don't think the receiver could have got his feet down in bounds. Now, if you're Scotland, fourth quarter, down a touchdown, do you take the 3 or do you chase the touchdown? Looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. I don't like this. As far as I'm concerned, it's too early to chase points.
Definitely.
If Scotland doesn't convert here, it's a big win for Lee County. I think I'd take the 3, but my opinion doesn't count. I learned that a long time ago. Don Simon let me know that when I was doing play-by-play for Southern League. He would acknowledge me during the coach's show and say, yeah, but all right. Ravel, 4th and goal from the 10. Drops. Not much pressure. Landon Johnson coming late. He's being held. There's the flag.
There it is.
All right. Throws it out of the back of the end zone. Lee County had declined that. They didn't know what to do with Slink.
Slink.
Doesn't get the sack, but forces the penalty. So even if Scotland had done something there, it wouldn't have counted. Instead, they declined the penalty. Lee County coming out.
Hey, look at this young core. I keep saying that. The only senior at that moment in the let's say the main spots on your line outside of Slink and Tyreek was Tyreek. That's a young core Jackets out there, linebackers, all these positions, even in DBs, and they hit against Scotland County.
Well, Jerry, we've gotten to the point with this Lee County team where nobody's dressing for varsity unless they're going to contribute something. Now, we've got probably 40, maybe 45 players dressed for the varsity.
Yeah.
Everybody's been on the field. Everybody's been making an impact. And this is a program, 3A, you don't expect to say things like this. From freshmen through here, across those 3 squads, there's about 100 players in the program.
Every bit.
These guys that earn their way onto varsity earn it not to come out and watch from the best seat in the house.
Yeah.
If you're going to be on varsity, you're going to play.
Yes,
and
sir.
I love what I'm seeing.
The flag down on the field there.
We'll see what the call is. Holding against the Jackets. This will be half the distance.
Holding on the Jackets.
Declined. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I mean, that would have set up about 2nd and 15. Or, wow. Okay.
That was different.
All right. Not a whole lot of room to go because it only would have half the distance, but it would have got you 6 yards. B.J. Brown shaking. Going to get it out near the 15. This will be 3rd and 4 coming up, and this is a huge play in the ball game.
Yeah.
Clock inside 10 minutes. Lee County can keep this alive and string a couple first downs together. The clock will become an issue.
With me knowing T.J. Johnson, him watching from this sideline, if he could right now, he would play with a boot on.
I think he'd carry his crutch out there and play on one leg.
Play with a boot on.
All right, 3rd
I know
and
it's killing
4.
him right now.
Lee County needs a first down here. Scotland, if they get the stop, going to wind up with good field position. The hand is to Brown, or no, it's to Morris. He's going to be close to the first down, but he's going to be about 1.5 yards short. And no hesitation from Coach Bordeaux is going to send the punt team on. Scotland does their job and will get this thing back with decent field position. Interesting to see. I'm going to be interested to see where Primus stops walking. They're going to go bring him back. He's taking his cue from the sideline. Going to stop at the 45, and I'm sure has instructions. If that ball's over your head, leave it alone. But probably back deep enough. Oh, now there's a procedure call.
Flag
nice
will be
punt.
Down.
And Primus lets it go, but JoJo Jennings walked out late, and nobody realized he was still in motion. You know what, though? I'm not 100% certain that's a – Jerry, I'm not sure that's a penalty. He was behind the line of scrimmage, and he was moving backwards. Nobody else was in motion.
Yeah.
But the referee doesn't see it that way, and they're going to back him up, kick it again, and give Primus another shot at this. Primus a little gun shy that time after the muff in the first half, or almost muff that he got away with. I will be watching the replay to see if he got hands on that. Lee County fans and coaches and players all felt he did, but the call didn't go Lee County's way. So even though they back him up, they back Primus up to the 50 this time. Now he's going to walk up to the 45, about where he was before, and another pre-snap penalty. Lee County.
Timeout.
Okay.
Timeout's right.
All right.
Scotland.
Interesting. Scotland, I think, wants to set up a return here and give Primus a shot. 8.5 to go in the ball game. Lee County nursing a 1-touchdown lead, 31-24. We'll be back with more action after these messages.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and and we are First Bank.
All right, before they could get the punt off, Scotland called a timeout. And I would imagine, if I were a betting man, I think they've called off the rush and they're going to go into a max protect and try and set up a return. They have spread this thing out wide, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think they're all going to bail out of there and try and get Primus a return. And they kick it away from Primus. Nope, he fields it on the run around midfield, turns it up inside, spins. Nice moves, but he'll be bottled up at about the 38-yard line. Scotland with great field position here and a chance to tie this thing up. I thought Johnson I thought he had kicked it far enough over to the right to get it away.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it.
Primus just rolled over there and fielded the kick. And I suppose a bit of a win for Lee County. Anytime you get a guy like that fielding the ball on the run, anything short of a touchdown is a win. But set up at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10, 8.5 to go. Lee County running guys out on late. That's Noah Johns checking in late. Primus up the middle, cuts it back in, slides through a couple of tackles, be close to a first down.
52 for Scotland's offensive line is a man-child. He is definitely wreaking havoc on Lee County's defensive line.
I tell you, if you're an offensive lineman, that's the kind of highlights you want to have.
Man.
You just roll somebody across the track.
Man.
All right, 2nd and 1. I think they're going to take a shot here. I think personnel issues from Lee County. There are a lot of late substitutions coming on, and I think they want to talk about it. And some of these guys have been coming out of the ball game thinking they're coming out.
Yeah.
They run back there to the bench to have a seat for a second, and they're being called right back up, and that's adding time to getting them back in the game. So some communication issues personnel-wise for Lee County, which is a little understandable given how many people they're playing. But got to get these guys out there and get them lined up. And part of that, not to belabor the point, part of the issue with getting the line got to be with Johnson being out of there because he is the captain of that defense, getting them set.
Yeah.
Snap reads and all the rest of that. Him not being in there, there's no way to really replace that.
His IQ for the football game alone, for the game of football alone, is a major key to have on your defense, your offense, just on the field for you at any point in time.
All right, we talked about the the second team being in there for the defensive line. Now they've got the starters back in there. Haven't seen much of Ross Johnson. I think he hurt himself early on. Lamison at the nose. And Primus picking his way. Good job just to get forward, get yardage there. He'll get about 5 on the play. First down for Scotland County, just outside the Remax red zone.
He reminds me of a kid that he plays for Youngstown State. His name is Jaleel McLaughlin. Chris, I want you to really look that kid up when you get a chance. Jaleel McLaughlin.
I'll do it.
He is special. The freshman and sophomore broke every record in Division II football.
Wow.
As far as
Primus into the secondary, dragged down by his jersey. He'll have, looks like a first down inside the Remax red zone at the 15.
That's who Primus reminds me of. He played at Notre Dame College, recently transferred to Youngstown State, Division I football.
All right, Scotland knocking on the door. Hand us to Primus. Backed up, Slink.
You won't get there.
Io, Slink, and I'm trying to
number
make
4
up
again. He's out there. He's making plays today. Like I said, you will have him on the coaches show next week.
Scotland from the gun, hand to Primus. He fights forward. Good lean, has another first down just outside the 10-yard line. Not goal to go quite yet. They'll have to mark the ball at about the 12.
He gets good yardage after initial contact.
We talk about B.J. Brown with that forward lean.
Yes, he has it.
The great backs have it. Primus no different. All right, 1st and 10 from about the 12. Scotland can get a first down at about the 2-yard line. Not a whole lot of imagination from the Scotland offense right now, running Primus right at this Lee County defense. Lee County not able to do a lot about it. Now, it looked like miscommunication. Revel going to take it into the end zone. Looked like there was miscommunication in the backfield. Revel, not shook, takes it himself, runs it in from 12 yards out, and with 5:36 to go, Scotland's within a point. This one's shaping up for a great finish.
This is a great game. Definitely a great game.
Man, I haven't seen an overtime game in a long time.
Not at all.
Sir.
It's been a long time.
All right, snap is back. Hold, kick, good, all the way over the track. Cole bangs it in there. So with 5.5 to go, Lee County's going to get it back with a chance to answer. We'll take a quick break to see what they've got.
Pentair, empowering people to move water, improve water, enjoy water, so that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose, lives with enjoyment, lives that flourish, lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
All right, Jerry, we were talking about kickers.
Yeah.
You compared Christian Cole to the kicker down there at Pinecrest.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go with the young man from Pinecrest. His name escapes me right now. But
Yeah.
man, with some of those guys, there's just a different sound when they hit
Kick the ball, yeah.
And you know, I've been around football my entire life. The first introduction I got to that, I was on the field for a Southern Mississippi game when they hosted Nebraska on a Thursday night, ESPN Game of the Week, and down there watching the punters warm up and listening to the sound the ball come off their foot. Man, I realized then they play a different game at that level.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Cole with the kick, kicks it up high. McKendall going to look at it. Oh, wanted to let it go in the end zone. It's going to check short. McKendall with a head of steam. Dragged down. Good coverage by the Scots. They bring him down just across the 20. 5:31 to go. 79 yards to get a touchdown for Lee County. Lee County unable to sustain the run tonight. This is a time of the game that hurts you.
Yeah.
Where you've gotten your production in big plays because you'd love to just be able to walk this thing down the field, take up 5 minutes, and get out of here with a W. But we'll see what the play calling looks like. Patterson from the gun, hands to Brown. Brown jukes a man in the backfield, now hits it out to the left, and coming across, going to have the first down and walk out of bounds after a pickup of about 12.
Nice game.
Run out of bounds. But number 24,
those are the great runs, man, where it looks like there's nothing there.
And definitely making something out of nothing.
12 or 13. First down, Jackets, 5:23 to go. Clock a wind here.
I loved watching Larry Baldwin. He was big with that, with running the ball.
All right, Brown up the middle, dancing in the hole, going to get about a yard.
Trying to get behind Tyler right there, Walter.
Well, and Brown is, we talk about him playing possum a little bit. He's running out of gas a little bit.
Yeah.
He's lost a step here.
He's had some big plays tonight.
He really has.
Definitely been the offensive guy.
All right, 2nd and 9. Got to get positive yardage here. Brown spins out, and nice play there in the backfield. Going to lose a yard. 3rd and 10 coming up. Lee County needs a play here. Inside 5 minutes to go.
This is when you need your players Tyreek McKendall, Kenyon Palmer. Kenyon Palmer has not been targeted yet tonight.
Well, they're playing. I tell you, the secret to playing against Kenyon Palmer, playoff man.
Yep.
He struggles to blow by people because he's not quick. He's a long strider. All right, Patterson looking for the screen. That's inside to Palmer. Palmer got work to do. Fighting is going to have about half what they needed. Now you got a decision, and the punt team comes out immediately with 4 minutes to go. Palmer finally gets his first target. Did good to pick up 4 on the play, but not nearly what they needed, and Scotland's going to have a chance to take the lead late. All right, big kick by Landon Johnson. Bobbled, fumbled. Primus recovers and gets that back. Boy, I tell you, it's an adventure with him back there. He can do great things, but he can also put it on the ground. All right, ball spotted at the 27, 3:47 to go in the ball game.
I'm seeing a lot of Yellow Jackets starting to stretch more on the sidelines where fatigue is now taking effect, and these are big moments in the game. Big moments in the game right here.
Well, and you got key contributors like Tyreek McKendall in there at the safety position that have gone both ways most of the night.
Yeah.
He really the only regular member of that defense at this point that plays both ways. Aaron Wallace, who got a lot of reps at receiver early, now plays almost exclusively at the corner. A lot of Jackets up there at the near the line of scrimmage. 8 in the box. There's the hand to Primus. Primus, man, he jumps into that line, picks up 5. Seems like he'd do that every time he touches the ball.
Oh, yeah.
They'll give him 6. And now they walk it back about 5 on the play. And Scotland will rock you to sleep, man. Belly, and then they'll try and shoot it down the seam.
Yep.
Revel hands to Primus again. Primus stacked up, going to be short. Brings up 3rd and about 3 here. Clock inside 3 minutes by the time this is snapped. Landon Johnson stretching out those calves. Jeremiah Eaton coming off the field. Here we go. 3rd and 3, 2:50 and counting. Play clock at 18. Revel taking a look. Late instructions coming to the defense from the Lee County sideline. There's the snap. Ball's on the ground. And Revel, with his first big gaff of the day, don't know what happened there. He wasn't ready for the snap.
Definitely.
And Lee County with a huge break. That's going to bring up 4th and about 14. Scotland's going to have to kick it away with 2.5 to go. And Lee County going to call a timeout to stop the clock, save some of that.
They're definitely going to. Would you go after this punt?
At 100%.
You got
100%.
To. You got to.
At the same time.
Yes, you got to.
The argument against would be, we've seen the referees quick on that flag. So if you're going to go after it, you can't touch that punter unless you get to the kick.
Yeah.
Now, we saw a big roughing penalty that kept Scotland on the field.
Huge.
We also saw the one that was partially blocked that wound up in a 16-yard punt. So you got to be smart here. Landon Johnson, we talk about all-time things here at Lee County. Landon Johnson, one of the all-time disruptors when it comes to kicks.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, Desmond Evans is pretty disruptive against punts as well. But those two guys on the field together, man, both of them running at 6'7". That was a nightmare.
Yes, sir.
But that with that squad that's coming out there onto the field for this punt,
they're going for a block.
They're coming after it. Schlesinger's out there. Johnson's out there. JoJo's in there. Tyreek on that line. They're definitely coming after this kick. They're going back 2 out. I'm surprised by that. Here they come. Landon Johnson right up the middle. Can't get there. Short kick. It's a spinner and bounces sideways. Lee County, great field position to take over at the 42.
This may be the biggest 2 minutes of their season right here.
All right, we talked about it in the opening. Lee County and Scotland both most likely playoff bound.
Yeah.
But that automatic bid comes with better seeding and probably a home game.
Definitely.
Definitely a home game. And if anytime you get to keep that home cooking, you want it.
You want it.
We saw Hernandez hit from 43. They would have to get the ball down to about the 26 to replicate that, but they want a touchdown here. The fake, B.J. Brown does good to get back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to pick up a yard. Scotland is playing that really well right now.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Lee County take a shot down the field all night. Scotland came out early in that cover 0. They moved safeties back the rest of the game and has sort of punked Lee County out of those seam shots that we normally see. All right, B.J. Brown looking for good yardage. Gets his nose up in there, gets about 5 on the play. 3rd and short coming up. We'll call it 3rd and 4. And we're going to get a timeout from Scotland with 1:45 to go. Says we can stop you on 3rd down. All right, got to think this is 4-down territory for Lee County, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is good football. I'm intrigued, man.
If I'm being honest, if I'm Lee County, unless I wind up 4th and short, I think I punt it away.
From this spot?
I think I do.
Yeah, I agree.
Scotland hadn't shown any explosiveness on offense, save for the one play early.
Yeah.
I don't know that I feel like Scotland can walk it down and score.
In a minute and a half.
You give them a short field, it's a different animal. Of course, you know, if you come up short, you're down inside, you're down around the 35-yard line. May not be enough field position to pick up, so maybe you are in 4th down territory. And to punt from here is not in Steve Bordeaux's nature, so I'm going to say 4-down territory. I think we get back-to-back runs here. All right, 1:45 to go. B.J. Brown, nope, they fake the handoff. They throw it.
Interception.
They got it, and it's picked. Well, that short passing game is where they gave up 4 turnovers last week. They give one up here. Not a huge momentum swing because even if that's knocked down, it's 4th and 4. But, man, I tell you, that's deflating for the offense, and you try to force it in there.
Yeah.
All right, Lee County got to play some defense now. Now, we said we watched Cole hit from 40 with no problem during warm-ups.
We spoke of it.
They've got some work to do to get there. One timeout in their pocket, 1:39 to go. Revell trying to – oh, we're going to get a pre-snap penalty against Scotland, I believe. No. Got an illegal substitution? How do you do that? How do you do that coming out of a timeout? I don't understand how that could be.
Too many men on the field?
I'm counting heads.
Yeah.
So they gave me the opportunity to take a timeout and stay away from the illegal substitution. That was bizarre. All right, so Lee County out of timeouts now. 1:39 to go. Scotland needs about 32 yards to get it down. Well, probably closer to about 37 to get it into good field goal range. But if the clock is down near double zeros, I think they'd let Cole try it from up to 50.
I believe it. I believe it.
I'm not sure they'd feel good about it, but I think they'd try it. Try this again. 1st and 10. Ball at the 36-yard line. Tied up, 31-31. Carter Revell, sophomore quarterback. There's pressure. Jennings can't get to him. Throws it late. Tyreek McKinnell picks it off at midfield. He gets it out of the outside. He's to the 40.
This is big.
To the 30.
This is big.
To the 20.
This is
the
big.
10.
This
5.
is big.
Touchdown, Jackets!
Touchdown, Jackets!
1:21 to go, no flags. Tyreek McKinnell, the All-State wide receiver, makes the play at safety.
Wow.
That may have delivered Lee County to the playoffs. What a ball game.
What a play. What a play. And I say it in the beginning of the game. We were looking to see Tyreek McKendall to have a huge game. What about this play right here, Chris? What about that play right there?
Doesn't get any bigger than that.
Woo!
He started it with the first pass on offense going 73 yards for a touchdown that was all him, and may have ended it taking that back 50 yards on the pick.
Nobody was there. I mean, nobody.
I don't know what Revell saw, but he floated it late across the middle. That's always a bad idea. And McKendall was there lurking.
We will see that play tonight on High School OT. We will definitely see that play tonight. Now,
Jerry, you may need to carry me in my car tonight. I'm
hey,
done.
I'm
done.
I was just gonna say, when we get to this post-game show, I have got to commend you. we are both U.S. Army vets, and we were always taught to suck it up and drive on. Man, you have definitely done that tonight. Chris, I got to tell you, man, you have definitely done that tonight. That yell right there might have did it. The excitement just might have did it. But I can tell you what, if I take you to my grandma's house, she'll have you right by tomorrow morning. She'll have you right. A little bit of home concoction that'll you'll sweat it all out, man. You'll sweat it all out.
Lee County got to beware of the big return here. Need to defend for 121 to get out of here with the W. Hernandez to
I'm
kick.
definitely staying away from number 2.
Here we go. Kicks it deep, right over everybody. Kenny to Hernandez.
Wow, Mr. Hernandez, what a kick.
All right, that's huge.
That's huge. That's huge. Now it's all on Lee County's defense right here.
And as we said, Scotland has had success, but it's been methodical.
Yes.
Only a minute 21 to go, one timeout for the Scots. Those receivers, though, if they get a 50-50 shot, Revell has shown he will take it.
He will.
And both Graves and Graham have won most of those 50-50 balls tonight. Jeremiah Eatman playing big reps at safety. Can't get deceived. He's got to be there to help if they go to the outside. All right, Revell takes the snap. Landon Johnson coming after him. Hangs it out there and finds his man.
No good.
Is he out of bounds?
Yeah. That was great defense. Great defense by Walden.
Aaron Wallace out there on the corner got spun around but did enough. They were looking for Primus on the wheel route. I thought it was an interesting alignment. They tucked Graham up to the line of scrimmage, and that made sense because Primus just ran outside of him. And good discipline by the secondary to recognize what was going on.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Revell on second down, takes the snap. Johnson coming, gets it out late, and got 15. Moore on the catch. I said Moore, I meant Davis, number 15. He's had a big night. All right, clock a run, 104. This is, oh, man. We see this in college all the time.
Well, he got up a little gimpy just a few seconds ago.
All right, Caden Graves there. Went down. That'll stop the clock. We'll see what the officials do there. Graves going to have to come out of the ball game, and that's big for this Scotland team. He's one of those playmakers at the wide receiver spot. Clock stopped at 1 minute.
So I have a suggestion, right? This is going to bring you back, Chris.
All right.
All right. When you get home, you're going to take an onion and you're going to put the onion in your closet.
All right.
In the room you sleep in.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to get a little bit of honey.
All right.
A little bit of whiskey.
All right.
Peppermint. And you're going to heat that up.
All right.
Now, I'm missing one little thing. I can't think of what it is right now. But you're going to heat that up.
But what if it's that one thing that's the most important part of this?
The most important thing is, I've given it to you already, is the honey the whiskey, and the peppermint.
All right.
Heat that up.
And just drink it all night,
and just,
right?
No, just drink a cup of it.
Okay.
And sleep with your socks on.
I'll do it.
And you will sweat that thing out, man.
All right, Ravel rolls. Johnson. Oof. Oh, I tell you what. Scotland almost got lucky.
3 receivers in one area over there.
Well.
And there's a flag on the play.
I think they held Johnson again. Nope, ineligible man downfield.
Oh, it's big.
Well, and interesting, that route combination didn't look like there was any sort of screen set up. Lee County going to decline the flag. 48 seconds to go. All right, 48 seconds to go. Revels from the gun. Revel looking, rolls into a sack. Nope, bumps out of it. Now throws it out to Primus. Primus should have got out of bounds. Doesn't. Let's see if they wind the clock. No, they're going to stop the clock. Out of bounds to the 47. Never know who's tuning into the ball game.
Yes, sir. Never know. Big play right here for Lee County.
All right, 3rd and 4. Scotland still got to keep their eye on field position. Trying to move it down into field. Well, they can't get a field goal, can they? They're down a touchdown. Revels throws it late to McCoy. Had him for a big gain. We said they'll sneak that tight end out of the backfield.
Yes, sir. Now, I will say this. This is where T.J. Johnson is missed as well, because just not about the tackling, he really could cover as well at the linebacker position. And so where the 2 sophomores are there, you don't have a lot of experience in this type of situation as well.
All right, this is the ball game.
Huge play right here. Huge play. Biggest play for Lee County.
Let's hear this crowd. Revel drops. Here comes the screen. There it is. Over.
And that's it.
Johnson.
That will do it.
Needed 3. Johnson is there to break it up. 26 seconds to go. Scotland only has 1 timeout. 2 snaps of the football, and Lee County is playoff bound as the 3A champs in the 24 East Conference.
Huge play for Landon Johnson right there. Slink, we've been calling his name all night long.
Addison takes it, heels down. Scotland won't even burn the timeout. They're going to the house. Lee County still
big
undefeated
win
against 3A competition
in
regular season play for 5 years.
That's big.
They will go to Southern Lee next week to try to keep that intact.
Big win. And we're seeing Scotland not even line up.
Wasn't that something?
Oh, wow.
Wow. Scotland elected not to come across the field and shake hands. They were walking it off.
Oh, wow. Huge win for Lee County.
All right, let's go straight to the post-game show. Wow.
Man.
Jerry, you got to carry me through this, brother.
Chris, I'm excited about that, man. That's
First Bank presents the post-game show on the NFHS Network. Brought to you by New Image Media.
Jerry, you got to carry me through this, brother.
Chris, I'm excited about that, man. That's some football right there.
That was something else.
Man.
Lee County couldn't stop them for anything. For the first 3 drives, only gives up 10 points the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Manages to cobble together 38, big play after big play after big play. Tyreek McKendall, the huge screen pass for a touchdown early, caps the ball game with the interception return for a touchdown.
Yes.
And if you're Scotland, it's a heck of a way to lose a ball game.
Man, if I'm Coach Bordeaux, I'm ecstatic about this win, about my team, the resilience that they showed. Kids stepping up who weren't there in the beginning, coming in big games and really making big plays, man. I'm excited about this Lee County team right tonight.
Well, I'm going to tell you, we said it during the telecast. There's not a 3A team in the state of North Carolina wants to play either one of these teams in the playoffs. And I tell you what, if you play this game 10 times, you might get 5 and 5.
I believe it.
Two very evenly matched teams. Scotland, nothing to be hanging their heads about. They ran into a great team. Lee County knows how fortunate they are to get out of here with the W.
Oh, yeah.
These teams are going to do damage in the postseason, and I'm excited for both programs.
Man.
And I'm excited moving into the future. You look at the youth on both
Man,
of these
yeah,
ball clubs.
both clubs.
Look, even those 4A teams, Richmond, Pinecrest, Hoke, who'd I forget? Richmond, Pinecrest, Hoke. I'm leaving somebody
Union
out.
Pines.
No, Union Pines 3A.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Hoke, Pinecrest, and
Richmond.
Yeah,
all right.
That's it. Just
they got to
three.
be worried about these teams.
Yeah, just three.
This is a great conference, great matchups, great ball game tonight. We can ask for a better ball game. This is the best ball game we've got in years.
Yes.
And it meant something. This was for the automatic berth in the playoffs.
This is big.
Scotland walks out of here. They're going to be dancing. They're going to play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Lee County knows, though, they're going to be hosting a ball game.
Oh, yeah.
This was fantastic. And I'm glad I got to do it with you. This is a great night.
Yeah, man.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
now, next week, Lee County going across town to Southern Lee. Got to handle business over there and then get ready for the playoffs.
Are we sure that game is not here? I think we're here. I think we're
My
we're
schedule
home.
says at
Okay,
Southern.
okay.
Now, I may be wrong, and it doesn't matter because I could drive to the wrong stadium and
Yep,
still
and we still
all the time, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
hey.
Hey, man, again, Chris, man, I got to commend you. You called me earlier today and saying, Jerry, I don't think I'm going to be able to be there. And my reply was, Chris, I can't do this by myself. I'm telling you right now, you know, we're waiting on you too, Nate. But, Chris, man, I got to commend you. You soldiered up. We got through this game, one of the biggest. I know you're going to go home tonight, throat hurting. Hey,
and
I got to give it
right
up
now,
for you, man.
You're being nice right now. You're way too gracious. But if 2 days from now you've got this, you can call me cursing me out. But I expect you to show up next week.
I'm going to be here.
So we'll be good.
I'm going to be there.
Hey, I got a message. I've got a message for anybody out there that follows Lee County football. There's been a lot of rumblings. They're like, oh, Lee County lost 3 games. About what's going on over there. Shush.
Yep,
just
that did it right there.
This ball game right here shows you where this program's at. Scotland, one of the most storied programs in the state. And Lee County showed they are one of the premier 3A programs in the state. If you tuned in, made it to the end of this, this was a treat. You don't get to see 3A ball at this level with teams like this matched up. We're going to get to see it every year in conference play. Fantastic. Hey, thanks to everybody involved with the production. Thank you all of our sponsors. I will be, I think, unless I can find somebody else to do it, at the coach's show on Monday. At the coach's show on Monday with Coach Bordeaux. To talk about this. We'll also recap the Union Pines Southern League game. Can't wait for it. Everybody out there, bless all of y'all. We are out. I'm Chris. This is Jerry. It's been fun.